The sky tore apart like fragile glass. Lightning arced from the jagged rip in reality, striking the shattered remains of what had once been a bustling city. Buildings crumbled before their eyes, steel screaming as it twisted and collapsed. Dust choked the air, carried by shockwaves that flattened streets and tossed debris like paper. And at the heart of this apocalypse, a figure descended, dark, regal, and emanating a presence that made even gods hesitate. Goku's eyes narrowed, his orange guy fluttering violently in the wind that radiated outward from the interdimensional fracture. His hair crackled as Super Saiyan blue energy erupted around him, illuminating the ruins with a radiant, almost holy glow. The air hummed with power, a tense silence masking the chaos, as if the universe itself was holding its breath. "Who are you?" Goku shouted, voice barely carrying over the roar of collapsing buildings. His feet left the ground, hovering mid-air, aura flaring in brilliant blue and white streaks that warped the atmosphere around him. From the tear, a figure stepped forward, a tall, imposing Saiyan, clad in armor that seemed both ancient and alien. His eyes burned gold, pupils slitted, and his aura was unlike any Goku had ever felt, heavy, suffocating, yet incredibly precise, like a predator aware of every heartbeat in its vicinity. He moved with a fluidity that defied the environment, stepping across rubble as though the world beneath him held no weight. "I am Kael, the last prince of an era your history barely remembers," the Saiyan intoned, voice resonant, commanding, echoing across the fractured cityscape. Every word vibrated through the air, resonating in Goku's chest, as if the universe itself amplified the declaration. "And I have come to reclaim what was stolen." Goku's heart thumped, not from fear, but from the thrill of a challenge unlike any he had faced. He clenched his fists, and in a blink, his aura surged, igniting the ground beneath him. Rocks levitated, torn from the streets by sheer energy, swirling around him in a cyclone of raw power. Kael's gaze never wavered. A smirk tugged at the corner of his lips as he lifted a hand, and the air warped around him, bending light, creating an impossible gravitational pull. The debris orbiting Goku began to tremble, then violently smashed into each other, forcing Goku to dodge instinctively. "You'll regret stepping into my path, blue-haired warrior," Kael whispered, but it carried like thunder. "I don't fight to survive, I fight to erase." The words barely left his mouth before the ground beneath Goku exploded. He shot upward in a flash, his aura exploding into an inferno of energy. The collision of their powers created a vacuum, sucking the remaining rubble and dust into a swirling maelstrom that threatened to tear the city apart. Vegeta's voice pierced through the chaos over the comlink. "Kakarot! Who the hell is he? I've never felt power like this in a long time. Maybe ever." Goku's grin was fierce, adrenaline roaring through him. "Doesn't matter, let's find out." He clenched his fists, launching forward like a comet. The collision that followed shook the horizon for miles, a cataclysmic clash of fists and energy blasts that splintered the atmosphere itself. Kael parried with a calm precision, each strike measured, devastating. Shockwaves radiated outward, leveling mountains in the distance. Goku's energy flared as he pushed, forcing Kael back, but the prince's smirk never faltered. He didn't just block, he countered, each movement a dance of lethality. Suddenly, Kael's eyes glowed brighter. A scream of energy tore from his chest, a beam of golden light searing through the sky. Goku barely managed to deflect it with a Kamehameha, the clash erupting in a blinding explosion that split the clouds above. Lightning danced across the tear in the multiverse, echoing the violence below. From the rubble, shadows stirred. Faint, twisted figures began to emerge. Kael's heralds, Saiyans warped by ancient forgotten power, each radiating a fraction of their prince's destructive aura. They encircled Goku, a storm of intent, ready to strike. Goku's eyes widened just slightly, the first flicker of concern crossing his face. Vegeta's voice returned, sharp, urgent. "Kakarot, those aren't just minions. They're ancient Saiyans. This isn't a regular fight." Before Goku could react further, Kael's voice cut through again. "They obey my will. You will fall, and your world will become the proof of my return." Goku's grin hardened, the thrill of the battle overtaking the creeping dread. He shot into the center of the swirling minions, fists ablur, aura igniting into blue-white flames that tore through Kael's forces. Each enemy exploded into shards of energy with each strike, but for every one that fell, two more emerged, relentless. Kael raised a hand, and the multiverse tear expanded violently, rippling through space. Time itself seemed to lag. Goku felt the pull, the very fabric of existence straining under the weight of Kael's power. He braced, teeth gritted, aura roaring like a storm. The prince's final words before the next attack cut through the chaos. "You cannot understand the power of a prince whose kingdom was erased by gods. Today, you will witness it." A massive surge of energy erupted, creating a shockwave that shattered the horizon. Goku's body was thrown back, landing amidst the ruins, aura flickering, but determination blazing in his eyes. Dust and rubble rained around him, and in the distance, Kael hovered, golden aura flaring, as if he had become a living sun. And then, silence, for a heartbeat. But the calm was only a precursor. From the skies above, a shadow darker than night stretched across the city. The air grew thick, heavy, electric. Something ancient, something terrifying, was descending. Goku looked up, sensing a presence that dwarfed even Kael's terrifying aura. "Vegeta, whatever this is, it's bigger than him," Goku muttered, voice tight with tension. Kael's eyes gleamed with anticipation, almost hungry. "You think the battle has begun, but it is only the opening move." The city cracked, the multiverse shuddered, and from the sky above, a colossal energy form descended. Its arrival alone made mountains tremble, rivers boil, and the earth itself weep. Goku clenched his fists, taking a deep breath, energy flaring hotter than ever. "All right, let's see what you've got," he said, voice low but fierce, eyes burning with the promise of battle. The moment had arrived, the moment the fate of universes teetered on the edge of annihilation, and in that heartbeat between breaths, every warrior present knew nothing would ever be the same again. Just as Goku charged, Kael's aura erupted into a golden inferno, and from the multiverse tear, something far greater began to emerge, something that made even Kael pause. The air rippled like molten glass as the enormous presence emerged from the multiverse tear. At first, it was only a silhouette against the chaotic storm of lightning and dust, a shape so vast it seemed to blot out the sky itself. The clouds fractured around it, winds screaming as if the world itself recoiled. Even Kael's confident smirk faltered, replaced by the tiniest flicker of unease. Goku hovered mid-air, aura burning like a nova, every muscle tensed. His hair lifted in wild electric spikes as he surveyed the colossal figure descending from the tear. It was humanoid, but impossibly massive, its armor etched with glowing symbols that pulsed like stars being born. Its eyes, twin suns of energy, pierced Goku through the storm, and the weight of its gaze made him feel small, a mortal standing before a god. Vegeta's voice came sharp and urgent through the comlink. "Kakarot, that thing, it's not just powerful, It's beyond anything we've ever faced. Forget Kael for a second. This is bigger. The figure landed, and the ground shuddered violently beneath its immense weight. Buildings cracked, dust spiraled into the air, and shockwaves radiated like invisible hammers, striking everything in sight. Its voice, deep and resonant, boomed across the battlefield, shaking the very foundations of the planet. "You dare summon me into this realm?" it thundered, and the sound alone split the air like a blade. "Mortals, Saiyans, you meddle with forces beyond your comprehension." Kael floated closer, golden aura surging, teeth gritted in fury. "You will not interfere. This is my reclamation. I am the last prince." The massive figure tilted its head slightly, its glowing eyes narrowing. "Prince, your arrogance blinds you. You were erased, forgotten, and yet you cling to the title. Fools always cling to what they cannot comprehend." A tense silence followed. Even the wind seemed to pause. Goku's fists clenched, energy swirling around him. He could feel the raw, untamed power of this being, and for the first time in a long while, adrenaline mixed with caution. Every instinct screamed that this was no ordinary battle. It was an apocalypse waiting to happen. Kael didn't hesitate. His aura exploded outward in a golden storm, tearing through the remnants of the city like a wildfire. Goku reacted instantly, slamming his palms together to form a massive Kamehameha, energy clashing with the prince's surge. The collision shook the sky, sending bolts of lightning spiraling into space, cracking the horizon. But the colossal figure didn't flinch. Its hand rose slowly, and the energy around it warped reality itself. A single sweep of its arm sent a tsunami of power cascading toward Goku and Kael alike, a wave of pure force that obliterated the streets, flinging chunks of rock and steel into orbit. Goku shouted, his aura flaring brighter than ever, pushing back with all his might. "Vegeta, help me!" Vegeta appeared instantly, descending like a blue comet. His aura erupted in a golden blue flame, charging headfirst into the maelstrom. "Kakarot, you're not taking all the fun. Let's see if we can tear this thing apart." Together, Goku and Vegeta collided mid-air, energy mixing into a blinding storm of light. Each punch, each kick, sent shockwaves that rattled the atmosphere. They moved like twin comets, striking with precision and raw power, yet the colossal figure only shifted slightly, unbothered, its eyes still fixed on Kael. Kael's smirk returned, sharper now, more dangerous. "You think I summoned this to entertain you?" His voice dripped with malice. "I summoned it to judge you, to see if you were worthy of standing against me." With that, he roared, and his aura erupted into a golden inferno that seemed to reach into the heavens themselves. The ground beneath him cracked in massive fissures, rivers of energy coursing through the fractures. Rocks levitated, spinning around him in a deadly halo. Goku lunged, energy blazing, every movement a blur. He struck Kael directly, sending the prince skidding back, but the push was temporary. Kael's eyes glowed brighter, and in an instant, he disappeared, reappearing behind Goku with blinding speed. His fist collided with Goku's back, sending him crashing through the remains of a collapsed skyscraper. Vegeta roared, his pride igniting a surge of power. "Enough, you arrogant brat! You'll pay for testing us!" He struck Kael midair, aura exploding outward. The clash was deafening, a shockwave that leveled the horizon. Dust and debris flew like meteor showers, while distant mountains cracked under the energy released. The colossal figure hovered above, arms crossed, watching. Its presence alone warped the battlefield. The air itself seemed to resist the Saiyans' movements, bending and twisting around them like molten metal. Goku struggled to rise, body bruised, aura flickering under the immense pressure. Vegeta, he's not the only threat. That thing above, it's insane. Vegeta's eyes narrowed, voice low and tense. Kakarot, we're going to have to push beyond everything we know. It's us, or everything dies. Kael laughed, dark and triumphant. You still don't understand. I am the end, the culmination of a forgotten lineage, and soon even your pathetic multiverse will kneel before me. Before Goku could respond, the colossal figure raised a hand, and a beam of energy shot down, slicing through the air and sending a shockwave that threw Goku and Vegeta to the ground. Trees exploded, rivers boiled, and the earth cracked, forming chasms that swallowed entire city blocks. Goku's vision cleared just in time to see Kael floating within the expanding energy, golden aura burning brighter than the sun itself. But above him, the massive figure remained silent, watching, waiting, calculating, a storm of raw power that made even gods seem insignificant. And then, in the eerie calm after the shockwave, the ground trembled and a new sinister sound echoed across the battlefield, a deep, resonant pulse, as if the planet itself was warning them. Something was coming, something that neither Goku, Vegeta, nor even Kael could anticipate. The pulse intensified, resonating with Kael's aura, and then the colossal figure opened its eyes fully. Energy surged outward, warping reality. The multiverse itself screamed, and Goku realized, too late, that the next attack could erase everything. The colossal figure's eyes blazed with an intensity that split the sky. Goku's chest tightened under the pressure of the gaze alone, as if the universe itself had become a blade pressing against his ribs. The air vibrated violently, every molecule screaming, and Kael's golden aura flared in response, a blazing river of energy erupting from his body. Goku rose into the turbulent sky, aura expanding, hair standing like molten lightning, his fists clenched, muscles coiled, and his mind raced, calculating. He had faced powerful enemies before, Frieza, Jiren, Moro, but this presence was beyond comprehension. Every strike, every movement from the figure above seemed to distort reality itself. Vegeta hovered beside him, aura burning gold blue, face twisted in a rare mixture of awe and fury. Kakarot, we need a strategy. Raw power alone won't be enough. That thing, it's manipulating the battlefield itself. Kael laughed, a low, sinister sound that resonated through the fractured city. Strategy is for mortals. Power is for kings. And I am the last king of the forgotten Saiyans. Suddenly, the massive figure descended like a collapsing star, fists aimed at Goku and Vegeta. The air rippled around it, bending light, creating a distortion that made it nearly invisible. In an instant, shockwaves tore through the battlefield, sending debris and shards of ruined buildings into orbit. Goku reacted instinctively, firing a massive Kamehameha. The blue-white beam clashed against the giant's fist, creating an explosion that lit up the sky like a second sun. The heat was unbearable, the force violent enough to rip the streets beneath them into molten craters. Vegeta followed immediately, launching a barrage of energy blasts, striking at the giant's midsection. Each impact detonated with the fury of a small planet, but the figure barely flinched. Instead, it shifted, arms moving in impossible arcs, deflecting each blast with eerie precision. Kael's laughter grew louder, almost painful. Pathetic. You think brute force will stop what has existed beyond the gods themselves? He surged forward, twin fists glowing with golden energy. The speed was unbelievable. Goku barely dodged, crashing through the remains of a skyscraper, sending shards of glass and steel flying like deadly projectiles. "Vegeta, he's faster than anything we've ever fought," Goku shouted, spinning mid-air to deflect an incoming strike. Sparks erupted as their energies collided. Vegeta gritted his teeth, aura expanding to godlike intensity. "Speed alone won't win this. We need to synchronize. One strike, one blow together." The two Saiyans surged, energy merging in a brilliant sphere of light that cut through the storm. They collided with Kael, head-on. The explosion so massive it lit up the fractured sky. Kael grunted, pushed back, but smirked again, his aura roaring like a sun in fury. Above them, the colossal figure hovered silently, observing. Then, with a deliberate motion, it raised a hand, and reality itself fractured. The battlefield shifted, gravity twisted sideways, debris floated like suspended planets, and time seemed to dilate. Goku's heart sank as he felt the raw manipulation of universal forces. Kael's eyes gleamed with wicked anticipation. "You see it now? This is my legacy. This is what the Forgotten Saiyans were meant to wield." A deafening roar split the air. Goku's aura surged, blue flames spiraling violently as he pushed against the shifting battlefield. "We won't let you destroy everything," he shouted, fists crackling with energy. Vegeta struck Kael again, each punch creating shockwaves that tore into the warped landscape. But Kael was relentless. Energy erupted from him in golden torrents, each strike a potential world-ending catastrophe. Suddenly, the colossal figure moved, its hands stretched downward, fingers like cosmic spears aimed at the Saiyans. Energy cascaded from its palm in a beam wider than a mountain range. The attack obliterated everything in its path. Goku and Vegeta barely managed to dodge, energy flaring to shield themselves from the destruction. The ground beneath them shattered completely. Entire blocks disappeared, replaced by floating shards of ruined concrete and twisted metal. The air was thick with dust, electricity crackling across every surface. Kael's laughter rose above the chaos. "Witness true power, warriors! Witness the might of a prince forgotten by time." Goku's jaw tightened. He could feel Kael's energy resonating with the colossal figure above, a terrifying synergy that threatened to overwhelm even their combined might. He glanced at Vegeta, eyes narrowing. "We need to push beyond Super Saiyan Blue, beyond anything we've done before. It's now or nothing." Vegeta's aura ignited even brighter, golden blue flames tearing outward. "Ha! Finally, Kakarot! Let's see if you're worth the title of my rival." They launched together, a simultaneous strike aimed at Kael. The prince barely had time to react, golden aura flaring, energy spikes radiating outward, as he countered with a devastating explosion that sent both Saiyans flying backward. From above, the colossal figure's energy pulsed like a heartbeat, vibrating across the battlefield, warping the air, tearing at the very essence of existence. The sky darkened unnaturally, shadows stretching across the ruins like living fingers. Goku struggled to rise, aura flickering under the sheer force of Kael's strike. Every muscle screamed in protest, but his eyes burned with determination. He could feel the colossal figure's gaze on him, and for the first time, an icy weight of fear mixed with adrenaline. Kael hovered above, aura blazing like molten gold. "You think you can stand against destiny itself?" Goku's voice rang out, fierce, unwavering. "We don't care about destiny. We fight because we have to, and we fight to protect our universe." The energy around him flared violently, sparks arcing across the fractured battlefield. Dust, debris, and fragments of ruined buildings spun in a violent cyclone around him. His aura roared louder than the thunder above. hair lifting in wild spikes as he prepared for the next decisive move. Just as Goku clenched his fists, energy coalescing for a strike, the colossal figure moved faster than light, its form blurring. A single hand shot toward Goku, and the impact could erase him before he even reacted. The hand of the colossal figure descended like a meteor, an unstoppable force of pure energy, warping the very air around it. Goku barely had time to react, slamming his palms together in a desperate Kamehameha that clashed with the cosmic strike. The collision created a blinding explosion, a shockwave so immense that mountains shattered, rivers boiled, and the sky split with thunderous energy. Goku's body slammed back, his aura flickering violently. Dust and debris cascaded around him, but even through the haze, he could see Kael floating nearby, golden flames of his aura dancing, smirk widening. "Impressive," Kael said, voice echoing through the storm. But still, far from enough. Vegeta appeared beside him, landing with a ground-shaking impact that cracked the earth beneath him. "Kakarot, the battlefield itself is against us. This thing, it's warping reality." His fists blazed with energy as he glared at Kael. "And you're just playing with us." Kael laughed, a sound like molten metal striking stone. "I am no one's plaything. I am the final heir of a lineage that even gods feared. You exist only to witness my return." Goku clenched his teeth, aura roaring, veins pulsing with energy. He launched skyward, faster than the eye could follow, leaving streaks of blue light across the shattered heavens. Kael met him instantly, the two colliding mid-air in a storm of power that ripped the clouds apart. Each strike sent shockwaves radiating outward, toppling mountains and leveling the city remnants below. Sparks of energy and shards of debris flew in every direction as fists collided again and again. Goku gritting his teeth with each impact. "You're strong, I'll give you that," Kael said, voice calm but deadly. "But you lack the discipline of a true Saiyan prince." Goku's grin sharpened. "Discipline's not everything. Heart counts too." He surged forward, aura flaring brighter, energy screaming around him as he unleashed a barrage of punches and kicks. Kael deflected them with effortless precision, aura blazing, each strike producing explosions that could have shattered planets. From above, the colossal figure observed, energy pulsing in waves that distorted the battlefield. Time seemed to slow around its presence. Goku and Vegeta could feel the pull, a gravitational weight that twisted every movement. Kael's eyes gleamed. "Do you feel it? The world bending to a power far beyond your comprehension." Before Goku could respond, Kael vanished in a golden flash, reappearing behind him. The strike connected, sending Goku crashing into the rubble with a deafening impact. He rolled across broken streets, debris raining down, his aura flickering under the immense strain. Vegeta surged forward, screaming in rage. "Enough, Kael! I'm not letting you humiliate us!" His aura flared, golden flames merging with blue as he collided with Kael in a fury of blows. The prince barely moved, energy radiating like a sun, deflecting each attack effortlessly. Suddenly, a pulse of energy erupted from the colossal figure above. It radiated outward in concentric waves, tearing at reality. The air itself split and shimmered, a distortion that made it nearly impossible to move or fight. Goku and Vegeta struggled to maintain balance, aura flaring violently just to stay grounded. Kael's laughter rose above the chaos. "Witness the power that belongs to those who were forgotten." From the multiverse tear, the air shimmered, and a stream of golden energy began to pour into Kael, amplifying his aura to godlike levels. His body blazed, light erupting in violent flares, energy spikes tearing through the shattered streets below. Goku's eyes widened. He's absorbing energy from the multiverse itself. Vegeta's jaw clenched. No wonder the battle feels impossible. If he keeps this up, we're finished before we even land a punch. Kael laughed again, voice echoing like a chorus of the damned. You see now, Saiyans, I am beyond your comprehension. I am the culmination of a legacy erased by gods, and nothing can stop me. Goku gritted his teeth, aura exploding outward in defiance. We'll see about that. He surged forward, energy spiraling around him in a brilliant tornado of power. Each step left craters in the earth. Each punch shattered remnants of Kael's energy shields. Kael's golden aura flared violently, responding with a counter that sent Goku hurtling back. He landed amidst the rubble, coughing, eyes blazing with determination. Dust and debris swirled around him as he clenched his fists, energy coalescing into a new form. Vegeta noticed immediately. Kakarot, what are you doing? Goku's grin was fierce, adrenaline roaring through him. Pushing past the limits, past Super Saiyan Blue. It's the only way we can even touch him. He rose into the sky, aura igniting like a supernova. Blue and white energy clashing violently with the golden light surrounding Kael. The colossal figure above shifted slightly, watching the display, eyes narrowing. The air thickened, time slowed, and reality seemed to scream in protest. Even Kael's confident smirk flickered slightly as Goku's energy flared brighter than anything the battlefield had seen. Then, without warning, the multiverse tear expanded violently. Energy poured through it in a torrent, ripping at the sky, twisting the clouds, and sending bolts of lightning cascading downward like judgment itself. The colossal figure moved, descending faster than thought, aiming directly for the Saiyans. Goku and Vegeta braced themselves, aura flaring to insane levels, hair lifting, veins bulging, fists glowing. The moment of impact was imminent, a collision that could destroy entire continents. As the colossal figure's fist struck downward, the energy around Goku erupted into a blinding storm, and Kael surged forward, screaming with golden power. The battlefield shook violently, and then, in a heartbeat, something unexpected tore through the sky, a force neither Saiyan had predicted. The sky shattered. A piercing scream of energy tore through the battlefield as the colossal figure's fist collided with the storm of Goku's aura. The impact alone ruptured the atmosphere, sending shockwaves spiraling across the fractured city and shattering distant mountains. Dust, rubble, and molten metal swirled in a violent cyclone that seemed to threaten the very stability of the planet. But then, from the multiverse tear above, something unexpected burst forth, a golden cascade of light, moving with blinding speed, cutting through the tension like a knife. Kael's smirk faltered for the first time, eyes widening as the force streaked toward the battlefield, warping the air around it. Goku's vision sharpened. What is that? His aura flared uncontrollably, reacting to the energy surging around him. He felt it resonate with Kael's own power, yet it carried something different, something ancient, untamed, almost alive. The colossal figure paused mid-swing, its immense form radiating tension. Its glowing eyes narrowed as the golden energy collided with Kael, enveloping him in a storm of light. The prince roared, golden flames erupting outward, pushing back against the torrent. Yet the force was relentless. Vegeta shouted, voice sharp, almost panicked. Kakarot, that energy, it's not from Kael. It's from the multiverse itself. Goku's fists clenched, aura blazing to brilliance. energy streaking like molten fire across the battlefield. Then we'll use it. This is our chance. The golden energy collided with Kael's aura in a titanic explosion, sending shockwaves across the fractured city. Buildings collapsed, streets split open, and debris shot into the sky like meteors. Kael roared in fury, golden energy flaring violently as he fought against the pull of this unknown force. Goku surged forward, moving faster than thought, aura igniting in an inferno of blue and white. His fists struck Kael, each blow amplified by the golden energy surrounding him. Shockwaves radiated outward, tearing through the battlefield, ripping rivers from their beds and leveling mountains. Kael's smirk returned, more vicious than before. So, you embrace it? Foolish Saiyan, power is meaningless if you cannot control it. But Goku's grin was unwavering. We'll see who's foolish when we survive this. He slammed a fist into Kael's chest, sending him spinning through the debris-strewn cityscape. The impact alone created a crater large enough to swallow a small mountain. Above, the colossal figure's presence intensified, energy pulsing like a heartbeat that threatened to tear reality apart. It moved with terrifying speed, closing in on the Saiyans, aura warping the battlefield, gravity itself bending to its will. Vegeta roared, fury and determination igniting his aura. Kakarot, let's finish this together! He collided with Goku midair, the two forming a combined tornado of energy, moving at impossible speed toward Kael. The prince tried to counter, golden energy erupting from his body, but the combined force of the Saiyans pressed him back relentlessly. The colossal figure's gaze shifted, a pulse of raw energy sweeping downward. The ground cracked beneath their feet, chunks of debris floating into orbit, rivers boiling instantly. Goku and Vegeta struggled against the crushing pressure, aura flaring, muscles screaming. Then, with a scream that shook the heavens, Goku's energy surged beyond its limits. Blue and white flames erupted outward, merging with the golden multiversal energy that had descended, creating a blinding nova of power. The explosion rocked the battlefield, sending shockwaves across mountains, seas, and skies. Kael's golden aura flared violently, screaming in defiance, yet even he was pushed back by the combined force. The colossal figure above recoiled slightly, energy flickering, as if taken aback by the raw intensity of the Saiyan's determination. Goku and Vegeta collided with Kael one last time, fists blazing, aura screaming in unison. The impact tore through the battlefield, shattering what remained of the city, creating a vortex of energy that reached into the multiverse tear itself. Kael's scream echoed like thunder. No, this cannot be. His form wavered under the combined assault, golden energy splintering, aura flickering. For the first time, the prince's confidence faltered, replaced with pure, raw desperation. The colossal figure above shifted, eyes narrowing, energy pulsing like a judgment of the cosmos. And in that moment, Goku and Vegeta felt it. Not just power, but intent. Something ancient, beyond even Kael, was awakening, responding to the clash. The multiverse itself seemed to tremble. Goku gritted his teeth, aura flaring to brilliance, fists clenched. Vegeta, whatever happens next, we hold our ground. This isn't over yet. Vegeta nodded, aura blazing, eyes fierce. Ha! You think we'd let a forgotten prince and a cosmic terror dictate the end of everything? Never. The golden energy around Kael exploded violently, sending arcs of light tearing across the shattered battlefield. The colossal figure's presence became overwhelming, gravity and time warping violently around it, and yet Goku and Vegeta hovered, unyielding, determination blazing. And then, in a heartbeat, the multiverse tear pulsed violently, ripping the sky apart. Lightning, debris, and golden energy spiraled in a chaotic storm. Kael screamed, colossal figure descending faster than ever, and Goku, standing amidst the chaos, felt the next moment would decide the fate of universes. The golden energy around Kael erupted into a supernova. The colossal figure's hands smashed downward, and Goku and Vegeta braced for the inevitable. The next impact promised to either annihilate them or change everything forever. The battlefield lay in ruins. Mountains had been splintered, rivers boiled away, cities reduced to jagged skeletons of steel and stone. The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, rippling across dimensions like a wound that refused to close. Goku hovered mid-air, chest heaving, aura blazing brighter than ever. Yet even his Super Saiyan blue form strained under the pressure. Kael emerged from the swirling debris, golden aura flaring like molten suns. His armor was scorched but intact, energy sparking violently across his body. He smirked, teeth gleaming as his eyes locked onto Goku and Vegeta. "You persist," he said, voice laced with both admiration and disdain. "I expected you to break under the first wave. Impressive, but still insufficient." Vegeta landed nearby, fists glowing, aura screaming outward. "Insufficient? He's obliterated half the planet already. Kakarot, what the hell is this guy?" Goku's eyes narrowed, fists clenched. "Doesn't matter. We fight. That's what matters." His aura flared into a violent blue-white storm, energy crackling like lightning. Time to show him what Saiyans are really made of. Kael tilted his head, golden hair lifting in the energy storm. "You're brave? Perhaps foolishly so. But soon, bravery will crumble beneath power you cannot even imagine." He raised his hands, and the air around him warped violently. Gravity twisted, debris levitated, and a low hum vibrated through every atom in the battlefield. Goku's body tensed as he felt the energy shift. "Vegeta, watch this. He's manipulating gravity and energy on a universal scale." Vegeta's eyes burned. "Then we'll have to match him, Kakarot. Full power, no holding back." Kael's aura exploded upward, a towering pillar of golden fire that shattered the horizon. Energy sparks rained down like meteor, each one scorching the land, carving craters in the ruined cityscape. He screamed, voice booming across the battlefield. "I am the last prince, the culmination of a forgotten lineage, and today I reclaim all that was stolen." Goku's grin sharpened, aura expanding into a cyclone of energy. "Then we'll stop you, no matter what!" He surged forward, faster than the eye could follow, blue-white flames trailing, leaving streaks of light across the sky. Kael met him instantly, golden energy clashing with blue in a cataclysmic explosion. The shockwave tore across the horizon, sending chunks of mountains into orbit. Dust, debris, and molten rock spun violently, caught in the violent storm of their powers. Vegeta launched himself into the fray, aura merging with Goku's in a brilliant spiral of energy. "We're not letting some forgotten prince erase our universe," he roared. His fist collided with Kael's, sparks of energy exploding outward with every strike. Kael smirked, golden aura flaring brighter. "You still do not understand. I am beyond your limits, beyond your comprehension. Every strike you land is meaningless in the face of my lineage's true power." The ground beneath them cracked, rivers evaporating instantly under the immense energy. Goku and Vegeta hovered amidst the chaos, fists blazing, aura screaming outward, yet even they felt the oppressive weight of Kael's presence. Suddenly, Kael vanished in a golden flash, reappearing directly above them. He descended like a comet, fist glowing, energy trailing in molten arcs. Goku barely reacted, energy flaring to shield himself. The impact collided with him, sending him spinning across the ruined battlefield. Vegeta intercepted Kael midair, aura flaring in a violent storm. Sparks erupted with every clash, shockwaves tearing the air apart, shaking mountains and splitting rivers. Kael's grin widened, golden aura surging to new heights. "You fight with courage. Admirable," Kael said, voice echoing across the battlefield. "But courage is meaningless when faced with destiny." Goku's aura surged violently, energy crackling, eyes burning with fierce determination. "Then let's rewrite destiny." He slammed his palms together, launching a massive Kamehameha that collided with Kael's golden energy in a blinding explosion. The shockwave shattered mountains, ripped rivers from their beds, and sent molten rock raining like fire. Kael staggered slightly but smirked, aura flaring higher, golden spikes of energy erupting like a crown of flames. "You still underestimate me," he growled. "Behold, the power of the Ancient Saiyans." The multiverse tear above expanded violently, energy cascading into Kael's aura. His form began to glow brighter than the sun, golden light radiating outward, warping reality itself. Goku's eyes widened. "He's absorbing the multiverse again," Vegeta shouted. "If he keeps this up, everything will be gone." Goku clenched his fists, aura surging to the limits. "Then we push past our limits, beyond Super Saiyan Blue. There's no other choice." His energy flared, blue-white flames tearing outward, colliding with Kael's golden light in a cataclysmic storm. The shockwave shattered the horizon. Mountains crumbled, rivers boiled, the earth cracked, and the sky was ripped into shards of light and energy. Even the colossal figure above stirred, pulsing with raw power, its presence a silent warning that the universe itself trembled. Kael screamed, golden aura flaring violently. "You dare challenge the legacy of my people?" Goku gritted his teeth, energy flaring, fists glowing brighter than ever. "We dare, and we'll fight as long as we have to." Just as Goku and Vegeta prepared their ultimate combined strike, Kael's aura exploded violently, the multiverse tear pulsing in resonance, and the colossal figure above shifted, descending with a speed that blurred reality itself. The next collision promised to erase everything in sight. The battlefield roared in chaos. Dust, fire, and molten rock spiraled violently, caught in the colossal maelstrom of energy erupting from Kael and the Saiyans. Goku and Vegeta hovered, muscles coiled, aura blazing like twin supernova. Every second stretched into eternity as the multiverse tear above pulsed, feeding Kael's power, twisting the very fabric of reality. Kael's golden aura swelled, brighter than the combined light of 1,000 suns. Energy crackled around him, bending space itself. His armor glowed with runes etched in forgotten Saiyan glyphs, pulsing in rhythm with his heartbeat, as if the blood of his ancestors screamed through him. "You think you can fight what was erased from history?" Kael roared, voice resonating like the collision of planets. "I am not just a prince. I am the culmination of an ancient lineage that even gods feared. Witness my true form." The air shimmered violently around him, golden light exploding outward, his hair elongated into molten spikes, aura spiraling like a storm of solar flares, eyes blazed like twin supernova, burning with divine fury. Energy erupted from his body in arcs, tearing through the fractured terrain. Goku's eyes widened. "Vegeta, that's beyond Super Saiyan Blue. He's tapped into some ancient power, something no one should wield." Vegeta's jaw tightened, aura flaring into a brilliant golden blue storm. Then we push beyond it. Full power, beyond everything we've done. Kael descended with blinding speed, striking like a meteor, energy tearing through the air. Goku reacted, blue-white aura exploding outward as he intercepted Kael mid-air. Their fists collided, the shockwave obliterating the remains of the city below, sending molten rock and debris into orbit. "You dare resist me?" Kael screamed, golden energy flaring violently. "You are insects beneath the boot of a true Saiyan King." Goku gritted his teeth, aura spiraling in violent arcs. "We're not just fighting for ourselves, we're fighting for the universe." He surged forward, fists a blur of motion, striking at Kael again and again. Each impact exploded with the force of a planetary detonation, but Kael absorbed and countered, golden energy bursting with every strike. Vegeta joined instantly, aura merging with Goku's in a tornado of blue and gold. They moved like a single entity, striking Kael in a deadly synchronized assault. Shockwaves ripped across mountains, rivers boiled, and even the sky fractured under the intensity of their combined power. Kael smirked amidst the chaos, aura flaring higher. "Impressive, but futile. I am the last prince of the Ancient Saiyans. This power is not yours to challenge." The multiverse tear above surged violently, energy cascading into Kael's body, amplifying his aura to godlike levels. His golden form radiated light that twisted the battlefield, warping gravity, bending time, and distorting space. Even Goku and Vegeta felt the crushing weight of his power pressing against their very existence. Goku's fists clenched, aura roaring like a supernova. "We won't back down. Whatever it takes, we fight." Kael's golden hair flared into fiery strands, aura exploding outward like a nova, energy spikes tearing through the air. He descended again, fists blazing, striking with speed that made the eye struggle to follow. Every blow shattered the terrain, sending craters erupting, rivers boiling, and debris spinning like deadly projectiles. Vegeta intercepted him mid-air, energy flaring violently, their clash creating a shockwave that leveled mountains. "Kakarot! He's too fast, too strong. How are we supposed to beat that?" Goku's grin was fierce, eyes blazing. "We push beyond what we know." Blue-white flames erupted violently, energy coalescing into a massive sphere around him. "Fusion is the only way." Vegeta's eyes widened, aura blazing. "Ha! About time you realized, Kakarot." In a brilliant flash of light, Goku and Vegeta's energy merged, twisting and spiraling in a storm of power. The fusion was instant, a perfect balance of strength, speed, and will. From the blinding light emerged a new warrior, tall, fierce, hair glowing a radiant mix of blue and gold, aura exploding outward, spiraling with raw energy. Kael's eyes widened for the first time, golden aura pulsing violently. "Impossible! How can mere mortals wield such power?" The fused Saiyan hovered above the shattered battlefield, fists blazing, aura spiraling into a storm of light that rivaled the multiverse tear itself. "We're not mortals," the fusion roared. "We're Saiyans, and we'll protect this universe, no matter what it takes." Kael surged forward, golden energy streaking like meteors, aura flaring like molten suns, then faced the true might of the ancient Saiyan prince. The collision was instantaneous. Fists slammed, shockwaves radiated outward, tearing through mountains, splitting rivers, and boiling the very oceans. The multiverse tear pulsed violently, responding to the clash, energy cascading in a golden-white storm that threatened to unravel reality itself. Every strike, every punch, was a planet-shattering explosion. The fused Saiyan and Kael moved faster than thought, a blur of light and energy crashing through debris, leaving craters that could swallow continents. Kael's voice echoed across the battlefield, golden aura roaring. You think your fusion can withstand the power of my lineage? I am beyond your comprehension. The fused Saiyan's eyes burned, aura spiraling in response. Then we'll force you to understand. Energy flared violently, a storm of blue, white, and golden light colliding with Kael's aura in a blinding explosion that ripped through the shattered battlefield. As the shockwave faded, Kael's golden aura erupted into an even brighter form, one that distorted reality itself. The fused Saiyan hovered, aura blazing, and the multiverse tear pulsed violently above them. Both sides charged once more, faster than thought, preparing for a strike that could erase worlds in a heartbeat. The air itself screamed. Energy crackled like thunder across the fractured battlefield as the fused Saiyan hovered, aura blazing with the combined might of Goku and Vegeta. A storm of blue and gold that made the sky shimmer and warp. Below, the ruins of the city burned, shattered streets glowing red with molten rock, rivers vaporized, and mountains fractured into jagged spires. Kael's golden aura surged, brighter than ever, energy twisting around him in molten arcs. His hair glowed like solar flares, and his eyes burned with an intensity that rivaled supernovae. You think this fusion can withstand the power of the forgotten Saiyans? He bellowed, voice vibrating through reality itself. The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, energy cascading into Kael like a torrent, amplifying his aura into godlike brilliance. The entire battlefield trembled under the sheer weight of his power, gravity twisting sideways, debris orbiting in chaotic arcs. The fused Saiyan clenched his fists, aura exploding outward. We won't let you destroy everything. Not now. Not ever. Energy surged like a tidal wave, blue and gold flames spiraling outwards, colliding with Kael's golden aura. Sparks of energy rained down like meteors, shaking mountains, boiling rivers, and leveling anything that remained standing. Kael's smirk twisted into a roar of fury. Then witness the true power of the Ancient Saiyans. He slammed both fists together, and the energy around him exploded violently. The shockwave blasted across the battlefield, tearing craters the size of cities, sending molten rock, steel, and debris into orbit. The fused Saiyan charged, a blinding streak of blue and gold. Each punch collided with Kael's golden strikes in bursts of energy that lit the sky like 1,000 suns. Every impact created shockwaves that could shatter continents, each collision shaking the very foundations of the universe. Suddenly, Kael paused, energy swirling violently, aura erupting upward. A golden light shot from his body, expanding rapidly, warping reality in a sphere that dwarfed the ruined battlefield. His voice rose, amplified by power that seemed to tear through dimensions. I am the Ascended Saiyan, the true heir of the ancient bloodline. The ground cracked violently as Kael's transformation completed. His golden aura stretched outward in jagged molten arcs. His hair lengthened into blazing spikes that radiated light, eyes glowing with cosmic intensity. The air shimmered with distortion, gravity collapsing and reforming as if obeying his will. Even the multiverse Tepa pulsed violently in response, energy cascading into Kael's body, amplifying him further. The fused Saiyan's eyes narrowed. Vegeta, this is beyond anything we've faced before. We have to match him, or die trying. Vegeta's aura flared violently, energy spiraling with Goku's. Ha! Then let's show him what it means to face the might of Saiyan pride combined. The two surged forward, fists a blur of motion, colliding with Kael in a storm of energy so intense it ripped the sky apart. Explosions erupted with every strike, shockwaves spiraling outward, toppling mountains, vaporizing rivers, and scattering debris like comets across the battlefield. Kael roared, golden aura flaring, energy spikes radiating outward like molten crowns. "You are still insects to me!" He struck with a speed faster than thought, moving between blows with movements that bent perception. Each punch displaced entire chunks of the shattered city, sending molten metal and stone into orbit. The fused Saiyan countered with equal ferocity, each strike leaving trails of blue and gold light that tore through the sky. Energy crackled, arcs of power colliding, the air boiling with sheer force. Shockwaves distorted gravity, spinning debris, rocks, and molten rivers in impossible arcs. Vegeta's voice pierced the storm. "Kakarot, if we push harder, we can overload him. Hit together. Everything we've got." Goku nodded, aura surging, eyes blazing with determination. "Right, fusion strike. Full power." They coalesced their energy into a single blazing sphere of blue-gold light, pulsating violently, spinning with destructive intensity. Kael roared, sensing the oncoming storm of energy. His golden aura flared in response, molten arcs of power exploding outward, enveloping him in a blinding nova. The collision was cataclysmic. Blue gold and golden light clashed, energy erupting in a storm so violent it shredded the sky, tore the ground into molten fragments, and warped time itself. Mountains crumbled into dust, rivers boiled instantly, and debris spun in chaotic orbits around the epicenter. Kael screamed, energy surging violently, aura stretching outward like a sun about to explode. "You cannot win!" The fused Saiyan gritted his teeth, aura roaring, fists colliding with Kael's molten power. "We'll never stop fighting, not for our universe, not for anyone." The shockwave expanded outward, ripping through the fractured battlefield, and for a brief moment, time seemed to pause. Energy flared violently, light tearing through shadow, the multiverse tear pulsing above like a heartbeat of the cosmos itself. And then, Kael's golden aura intensified further, energy spiraling in molten arcs, and his scream tore through the heavens. "I am the Ancient Saiyan King!" As Kael's ultimate form erupted, the fused Saiyan struggled to maintain balance against the overwhelming force. The multiverse tear pulsed violently, reality itself warping around them, and in a heartbeat, Kael unleashed a strike so powerful it threatened to erase the very battlefield, forcing Goku and Vegeta to confront a terrifying new limit. The ground beneath them had become a molten wasteland. Rivers of lava spiraled like veins across the fractured earth, mountains reduced to jagged shards, cities reduced to ash. The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, energy cascading into Kael like a living storm. He floated above the battlefield, golden aura blazing with molten intensity, hair stretching into radiant spikes, eyes burning with the fury of 1,000 suns. Goku hovered alongside Vegeta, fused into a single unstoppable form. Their combined aura spiraled like a supernova, blue and gold flames crackling in violent arcs, energy screaming in all directions. Every breath they took felt like the weight of the universe pressing against their lungs, every heartbeat shaking reality itself. Kael's golden roar cut through the chaos. "You dare defy the Ancient Saiyan King?" His fists struck like meteors, each impact sending shockwaves that leveled mountains, boiled rivers, and tore the battlefield into molten fragments. The fused Saiyan gritted his teeth, aura flaring violently, We're not defying, we're protecting, and we'll push past anything you throw at us." Energy crackled around them as fists collided, blue-gold flames clashing with molten golden arcs. The collision erupted into a storm so intense that the sky itself split into ribbons of light. Dust, fire, and energy swirled violently, spinning debris like a chaotic tornado. Even distant planets in the same universe trembled as shockwaves radiated outward, threatening to rip the very atmosphere apart. Kael surged forward, moving faster than thought, golden energy trailing like molten comets. "You cannot withstand the might of my ancestors. I am beyond your comprehension." The fused Saiyan met him head-on, aura igniting, energy spiraling outward. "Then we'll force you to understand." They struck simultaneously, and the impact sent a pulse of energy that cracked the heavens, the ground splitting in jagged lines, molten rock flying in every direction. Kael staggered slightly, his golden aura flickering, but only for a moment. He gritted his teeth, eyes burning with ancient fury. "You dare strike me with mere mortal power?" Goku's voice echoed through the storm, fierce and unwavering. "Mere mortal? We're Saiyans, and we'll never back down." The fused Saiyan unleashed a torrent of energy, a spiraling beam of blue and gold light, tearing toward Kael with unstoppable force. Kael responded with a golden barrage, energy clashing in mid-air with a roar that seemed to shake the multiverse itself. Vegeta's voice rang out, sharp and commanding. "Kakarot, hit him together! Focus everything on one point!" The fused Saiyan nodded, energy coalescing into a blinding spear of light. It surged forward, striking Kael in the chest. Golden energy erupted in every direction, molten arcs scattering like suns exploding. The battlefield convulsed violently, mountains crumbling, rivers evaporating, and debris spinning into orbit. Kael roared, golden aura flaring higher, molten energy spiraling outward. "You will not succeed!" His energy pulsed, twisting reality, bending space, and warping gravity around him. Every breath he took radiated power that threatened to unmake the battlefield itself. The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, cascading energy into Kael, amplifying him to godlike proportions. The very fabric of reality warped around him, time slowing and speeding unpredictably, debris suspended mid-air in chaotic patterns. The fused Saiyan gritted his teeth, aura surging, fists blazing. "Vegeta, whatever it takes, we push beyond even this." Vegeta's eyes narrowed, aura blazing like molten fire and lightning. "Right! Let's show him what happens when Saiyans refuse to yield." The fused Saiyan surged forward, energy coalescing into a massive sphere of concentrated power. The sky around them cracked, lightning dancing across clouds, debris spinning violently in the gravitational distortion. Kael rose to meet them, aura exploding into a golden nova, energy spiraling outward in molten arcs that threatened to incinerate everything in proximity. The collision was cataclysmic. Blue-gold energy met molten golden light in a storm of force so intense it tore the battlefield into fragments, sending shockwaves spiraling outward across mountains, rivers, and the atmosphere. Even the multiverse tessera pulsed violently in resonance, energy cascading like a tide against both combatants. Kael's scream echoed, molten energy erupting violently. "I am the true heir of the Ancient Saiyans!" The fused Saiyan's aura roared back, energy spiraling like a cyclone, fists striking with the force of a planetary explosion. "Then we'll show you what it means to face the will of the living universe." The impact sent both warriors spinning violently, shockwaves radiating like a tsunami across the shattered battlefield. Lava, molten rock, and debris spiraled upward, colliding in midair like meteors, while the sky split into ribbons of blue and gold light, the multiverse tear pulsating like a heartbeat of chaos. And then, a sudden silence. The fused Saiyan hovered midair, aura flaring, eyes narrowing. Kael floated before them, golden hair blazing, aura still radiating cosmic intensity. Both were battered, energy flickering, but neither yielded. The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, threatening to expand uncontrollably. Goku's voice cut through the tension, calm but fierce. "Vegeta, I feel it. He's holding back something worse." Vegeta's jaw clenched, aura flaring. "Then we'll push past it, even if it kills us." Kael's golden aura flared violently, molten energy arcs spiraling outward, eyes burning with feral intensity. "You dare challenge me, after everything?" The fused Saiyan's grin was sharp, aura exploding outward. "We dare, because the universe itself deserves to live." As the two forces surged toward each other once more, the multiverse tear above began to expand uncontrollably, energy raining down in golden white torrents. Kael's ultimate strike formed, glowing with molten fury, and the fused Saiyan prepared their next move, one that could push beyond any limit ever seen in Saiyan history. The battlefield had become unrecognizable, a crucible of molten rock, shattered mountains, and rivers of fire. The sky above swirled violently, ripped apart by the multiverse tear, casting shards of golden white light across the chaotic wasteland. Energy crackled like living lightning, arcs of power exploding from Kael and the fused Saiyan, shaking reality itself. Kael hovered above, molten golden aura raging, eyes blazing with cosmic intensity. "You think you can surpass me?" His fists radiated power so immense that even the shattered mountains trembled, energy crackling across the battlefield like lightning on a scale that defied comprehension. The fused Saiyan floated opposite him, aura spiraling, fists clenched. Blue and gold flames erupted violently, energy screaming outward, bending space, distorting gravity. "We'll surpass anything because we fight for life, not just power." Kael's golden hair flared violently, molten arcs of energy stretching outward like a crown of suns. "Then witness the true end of your universe." He slammed his fists together, and the resulting shockwave tore across the battlefield, ripping mountains into molten dust and sending rivers boiling skyward. The fused Saiyan met the strike head-on, energy spiraling into a massive sphere of blue-gold light. The collision was deafening, a cataclysm that shattered the air, fractured the terrain, and sent molten rock and debris into orbit. The shockwave alone could have obliterated continents. Kael roared, molten energy spiraling, aura expanding uncontrollably. "I am the last prince, the heir of the Ancient Saiyans. No force in the cosmos can withstand me." The fused Saiyan's aura flared brighter, energy coalescing into twin spirals of destructive force, fists striking with the speed of light. "Then we'll test that claim, together." They collided again, fists slamming with a thunderous explosion, arcs of blue gold and molten golden energy tearing through the battlefield. Shockwaves radiated outward, toppling mountains, evaporating rivers, and ripping cities into molten dust. Even the multiverse tear above pulsed violently, feeding Kael's power while reacting to the Saiyan fusion's immense energy. Kael snarled, energy flaring violently. "I will erase you! Erase everything!" He surged forward, movements blurring with cosmic speed, every strike shattering what remained of the ruined cityscape. The ground split beneath him, molten rock flying in arcs like fiery comets. The fused Saiyan countered instantly, aura spiraling in a storm of blue-gold light, fists striking in impossible combinations. Each blow collided with Kael's molten attacks in bursts of energy that lit the sky brighter than a sun. Shockwaves tore through the battlefield, reshaping mountains, rivers, and even the molten air itself. Goku's voice rang out from within the fusion, fierce and unwavering. "Vegeta, we push beyond everything we know. No holding back." Vegeta's eyes burned, aura flaring violently. "Right, let's end this, Kakarot." The fused Saiyan's energy spiraled violently, coalescing into a massive spear of light. Blue-gold flames shot outward, spinning with destructive force as they slammed into Kael's molten golden aura. The impact sent shockwaves across the fractured battlefield, debris spiraling in impossible arcs, rivers boiling, mountains cracking further under the immense power. Kael roared, molten energy exploding outward like a nova, aura stretching to godlike proportions. "I am the Ancient Saiyan King." The collision reached a climax. Energy flares exploded, lighting the sky in blinding brilliance. Shockwaves tore across continents, gravity bent unpredictably, and even the multiverse tear above quivered violently, threatening to expand beyond control. And then, in a heartbeat, the fused Saiyan pushed beyond. Blue and gold flames coalesced into a singular explosion of power, energy spiraling like a cosmic storm, fists striking with the force of an entire universe. Kael's molten aura cracked, golden light flickering violently. For the first time, doubt flickered in his eyes. "This cannot be." The impact sent them spiraling apart, shockwaves tearing across the battlefield, mountains collapsing into molten craters, rivers boiling into vapor, and debris orbiting violently in the chaotic storm. Both warriors hovered, energy flaring, battered but unyielding. The multiverse tear pulsed violently above, unstable and jagged, responding to the titanic clash. Lightning streaked across the sky, arcs of golden white energy raining down like meteors. The ground quaked beneath the raw force of two near-godlike powers, clashing in a battle that threatened to annihilate the planet. The fused Saiyan floated mid-air, aura roaring, fists clenched, eyes locked on Kael. "We're not done yet. This ends with us." Kael hovered, golden hair ablaze, molten aura flickering in defiance. "Then prepare for the final strike of the Ancient Saiyan King." Energy spiraled violently from Kael, molten arcs of golden light cascading outward. The fused Saiyan's aura flared in response, blue-gold flames exploding, fists igniting with raw power. Shockwaves radiated like a pulse through the fractured world, tearing mountains into molten fragments, boiling rivers into vapor, and bending reality itself. And then, the final clash, a strike that could erase continents in a heartbeat, a collision of powers that would either end the Ancient Saiyan line or push Goku and Vegeta into a new realm of unimaginable strength. As Kael's golden energy spiraled into a planet-shattering strike, the fused Saiyan's aura ignited into a blinding storm of blue and gold. The impact was inevitable, and the resulting explosion would decide the fate of not just this battlefield, but entire universes. The explosion ripped through the horizon like the birth of a star. Mountains were reduced to molten dust, rivers vaporized into clouds of searing steam, and the sky split into shards of light, torn by the aftermath of the collision. The multiverse tear quivered violently above, pulsing in jagged rhythms, energy cascading outwards as if the very cosmos were holding its breath. Kael hovered above the battlefield, golden aura flickering, molten arcs of energy crackling around him. His once pristine golden form was scorched, edges of his hair and armor scorched by the residual fury of the fused Saiyan strike. Yet, despite the devastation, a smirk crept across his face. "Impressive," he admitted, voice echoing with the weight of centuries. "You survived, and pushed beyond limits I did not expect." The fused Saiyan hovered opposite him, aura blazing violently, blue and gold flames spiraling outward in arcs of pure energy. The fusion's body was battered, scorched, yet not broken. Goku's eyes, burning with determination, peeked through the aura, sweat and blood streaking his face. "We told you, we never stop fighting, not for ourselves, for everyone." Vegeta's voice cut through the chaos, sharp and unwavering. "You'll pay for all the destruction you've caused, Kael. This ends now." Kael chuckled, molten energy arcing around him, lighting the fractured battlefield. "You misunderstand. I did not come here merely to fight, or to conquer. I came to awaken what should have been lost, the universe itself, denied my lineage, and today I reclaim it." The fused Saiyan's aura flared violently, energy crackling. "Reclaim? You've destroyed cities, rivers, mountains, entire lives. What makes you think reclaiming anything gives you the right to annihilate?" Kael's golden eyes narrowed, molten arcs of energy spiraling outward like the corona of a sun. "Right? You speak of right as if morality matters in the face of destiny. My destiny is ancient. It is power itself, and power demands acknowledgement." Goku gritted his teeth, aura flaring, energy spiraling in violent arcs. "Then we'll make you acknowledge the wrong you've done. We're not letting your destiny erase everything we protect." Kael's aura flared violently, molten golden arcs twisting and bending space around him. "Fools! Even now, you cling to ideals, to weakness." He clenched his fists, molten energy spiraling outward in a violent storm. "If you will not yield, then you will be extinguished." The fused Saiyan surged forward, blue and gold flames igniting into a cyclone of energy. Every strike collided with Kael's molten golden attacks, shockwaves radiating outward, tearing the fractured battlefield further apart. Mountains crumbled, rivers boiled into vapor, debris spun violently in chaotic arcs, and even the remnants of the multiverse quivered in resonance with their power. Kael grinned, molten arcs of energy flickering around him like molten crowns. "You think your combined power can surpass an ancient line? I am beyond fusion, beyond mortal comprehension." The fused Saiyan's eyes blazed. "Then we'll push beyond mortal, beyond everything you've faced." Energy coalesced into a massive spear of blue-gold light, spinning violently, colliding with Kael's molten golden energy in a cataclysmic explosion. Shockwaves tore across the shattered battlefield, toppling molten spires, vaporizing rivers, and sending debris spiraling into orbit. Kael's eyes widened for the first time. "Impossible! How can a fusion harness such force?" Goku's voice resonated from within the fusion, fierce and unwavering. "Because we fight for more than power. We fight for life, for the universe." Vegeta's aura flared violently, spiraling with Goku's, fists igniting with destructive energy. "And we'll push past limits you don't even comprehend." The multiverse tear pulsed violently above, energy cascading downward, responding to the combined force of the two Saiyans. Kael's golden aura flared even brighter, molten energy arcs twisting outward, threatening to engulf everything in their path. Then, in a sudden motion faster than thought, Kael surged forward, his fist glowing like molten light, energy trailing in arcs that warped the air itself. Then face the final awakening of the Ancient Saiyan King. The fused Saiyan reacted instantly, aura exploding outward, energy spiraling like a supernova. Their fists collided with Kael's molten strike, creating a shockwave so violent it shattered the remnants of the battlefield, sending molten rock, debris, and energy into orbit. The sky split into ribbons of light, torn between the fury of golden and blue-gold flames. The collision froze the air for a heartbeat. Sparks danced across the battlefield. Molten rivers boiled into vapor, and the multiverse tear pulsed in violent resonance. The sheer force of the impact made mountains crumble further, fragments scattering like deadly meteors. Kael's golden hair flared, aura pulsating like the corona of a dying sun. This is the culmination of my lineage, my birthright. The fused Saiyan gritted their teeth, aura igniting with blinding intensity. Then we'll show you that no birthright, no ancient power, can erase the will of those who protect life. The battlefield trembled violently as both warriors surged forward, energy spiraling into an unavoidable clash that would determine not just their fates, but the balance of the shattered universe. As Kael prepared his ultimate strike, the molten, universe-shattering punch, the fused Saiyan's aura ignited in a storm of blue and gold, energy spiraling beyond comprehension. The collision that followed would push Goku and Vegeta beyond all known limits, forcing the awakening of a legendary transformation no Saiyan had ever achieved. The air shattered with the force of their collision. Energy spiraled violently, arcs of blue gold and molten gold clashing like twin supernovae. Mountains trembled, rivers vaporized instantly, and fragments of debris orbited in chaotic arcs around the battlefield. The multiverse tear above pulsed erratically, jagged waves of energy cascading downward, as if reality itself feared the outcome. Kael hovered mid-air, golden aura flaring to godlike intensity, molten arcs of energy spiraling outward like the corona of a supernova. His hair blazed with molten spikes, aura flickering with the fury of centuries. "You still survive?" His voice trembled with fury and awe, molten energy crackling with every word. The fused Saiyan hovered opposite him, blue-gold flames roaring, aura spinning like a cyclone. Every inch of their body radiated power beyond comprehension. Sweat and blood streaked across their face beneath the blinding aura. "We survive because we fight for more than power. We fight for life!" Goku's voice thundered from within the fusion, firm and unwavering. Vegeta's glare pierced the storm, aura spiraling like lightning. "We're going beyond anything you've ever seen. If you want the universe, you'll have to take it from us over our dead bodies." Kael's golden aura flared violently, molten energy arcs twisting outward. Then face the true might of the Ancient Saiyan King. The ground beneath them cracked violently, molten rock exploding in all directions as the two forces surged toward each other at impossible speed. Fists collided in a burst of energy that lit the sky, brighter than 1,000 suns. Shockwaves radiating outward, toppling mountains, boiling rivers, and scattering debris across the battlefield. The fused Saiyan's aura flared higher, energy coalescing into a massive storm around them. Blue-gold flames spiraled violently, arcs of raw power twisting outward, fusing with the energy of the battlefield itself. "Vegeta, it's time," Goku's voice echoed. "We push beyond fusion, beyond anything we've ever done." Vegeta's eyes narrowed, aura igniting like molten lightning. "Ha! About time, Kakarot. Let's show him the ultimate Saiyan pride. Energy crackled violently as the fusion's body began to transform. Their aura spiraled faster, blue-gold flames igniting into streaks of white-hot light, their hair elongated, shining like twin celestial beams, and the energy around them coalesced into a vortex of raw divine force. The fusion's eyes glowed with a new intensity, calm, focused, yet infinitely powerful. Kael's eyes widened. Impossible? What form is this? The fused Saiyan hovered, aura spiraling violently like a cyclone, energy crackling like the birth of a new star. This is beyond Super Saiyan Blue, beyond fusion itself. This is the ultimate form of our combined will. The multiverse tear above quivered violently, reacting to the new energy. Golden arcs of raw power spiraled downward toward Kael, energy twisting and warping around him as if reality itself was bending to the fusion's will. Kael's golden aura flared, molten arcs of energy exploding outward. I will not be surpassed! He surged forward, molten strikes faster than thought, aura spiraling violently like a supernova about to collapse. The fused Saiyan met him head-on, aura exploding in a blinding storm of light. Every strike collided in bursts that shattered mountains, vaporized rivers, and sent debris spinning into orbit. Shockwaves radiated like tsunamis, tearing the battlefield into molten fragments, yet neither warrior yielded. Goku's voice boomed from the fusion. Vegeta, synchronize your energy with mine. Push everything forward. Vegeta's grin was fierce, aura flaring, energy spiraling violently. Right, let's break every limit he thinks exists. The fused Saiyan's energy spiraled into a massive sphere of white-hot blue-gold flames. Lightning arced across the storm, molten fragments orbiting like tiny planets. The aura exploded outward, distorting gravity, time, and space, radiating pure destruction. Kael's golden aura flared violently, molten arcs spiraling outward in defiance. You dare challenge the king of an ancient line? The fused Saiyan's gaze locked onto Kael, aura igniting in blinding intensity. We don't just challenge you, we surpass you. For life, for the universe, for everyone you threaten. With a roar that shook the cosmos, the fused Saiyan surged forward, energy coalescing into twin blazing fists, spiraling with white-hot intensity. Kael surged to meet them, molten golden arcs exploding like suns colliding. The impact was cataclysmic. The collision tore through the shattered battlefield. Shockwaves radiating outward, mountains reduced to molten dust, rivers vaporized, debris spinning violently in impossible arcs. The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, energy cascading like a storm. Time warped around them, moments stretching and compressing with every strike. Kael's golden aura flickered, molten energy arcs cracking as he roared, I am the Ancient Saiyan King! The fused Saiyan's aura flared higher, spiraling with divine intensity. Then feel the ultimate will of the living universe. The sky exploded in light. Energy flares spiraled, arcs of molten gold collided with white-hot blue gold, shockwaves reshaping continents, boiling rivers, and splitting the remnants of mountains. Reality itself groaned under the sheer force of their power. As Kael's molten energy spiraled into an unstoppable strike, the fused Saiyan prepared to release the full extent of their god-level transformation. The collision that followed would not just decide the battle, it could fracture the multiverse itself. The air was ripped apart, charged with raw energy that made the very atmosphere shimmer and warp. Debris spun violently in chaotic arcs around the battlefield, molten rock boiling into clouds of steam, rivers evaporating, and mountains crumbling like sandcastles under the weight of pure power. The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, jagged arcs of energy cascading downward, responding to the overwhelming forces at play. Kael hovered above the destruction, golden aura blazing with molten fury, hair spiking like molten blades, eyes glowing with cosmic intensity. "You have pushed far enough," he growled, voice reverberating through reality. "Now witness the ultimate power of the Ancient Saiyan King." The fused Saiyan hovered opposite him, aura spiraling in blinding white-hot blue and gold flames. Every inch of their body radiated unstoppable energy, the fusion trembling with the strain of maintaining god-level power. Goku's eyes shone through the aura, sharp and determined. "Vegeta, we push beyond this, whatever it takes." Vegeta's glare was fierce, aura igniting like molten lightning. "Ha, Kakarot, let's awaken the form that no Saiyan has ever touched." The fused Saiyan's aura flared violently, energy coalescing into a swirling storm of white-hot light. Sparks of raw power tore through the battlefield, arcs of energy lancing outward like bolts of divine lightning. Their hair lengthened into celestial spikes, glowing with a radiant brilliance that outshone Kael's molten golden aura. Kael's eyes widened for the first time. "Impossible. This form, it exceeds fusion?" The fused Saiyan's gaze locked onto him, aura spiraling violently, energy crackling like a living storm. "This is the full potential of combined Saiyan. Will the god-level transformation born from pure determination." The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, energy cascading downward like molten fire, reacting to the new level of power. Kael's molten golden aura flared in response, molten arcs twisting outward, threatening to incinerate everything in their vicinity. "You think you can surpass an ancient line?" Kael roared, molten strikes faster than thought, energy flaring violently. "I am the heir of the ancient Saiyans. I am beyond comprehension." The fused Saiyan gritted their teeth, aura spiraling into a blinding storm of white-hot energy. "We'll show you that will, courage, and heart can surpass any legacy." They surged forward, fists colliding in a burst of energy so intense that the shockwave tore across continents. Mountains shattered, rivers boiled into vapor, debris spun violently in chaotic arcs, and even the remnants of the multiverse tear twisted in resonance with the explosive force. Kael roared, molten energy spiraling outward, aura stretching like a molten sun. "You cannot defeat me. My bloodline, my destiny, is eternal." The fused Saiyan's aura flared, spiraling with divine intensity. Destiny means nothing without the will to protect. They unleashed a flurry of strikes, each blow igniting the battlefield, shockwaves ripping through the fractured world, and arcs of white-hot blue-gold energy colliding with Kael's molten golden attacks. The sky split with energy, lightning arcing across clouds torn apart by the colossal battle. Debris spun in orbit, molten rock boiling in rivers, and dust whipped into cyclones of chaos. Kael's molten strikes became faster, arcs of energy spiraling outward. But the fused Saiyan's god-level aura kept pace, fists striking with impossible precision and destructive force. Goku's voice rang out, calm but resolute. "Vegeta, focus, synchronize with me completely. Push every ounce of energy into one strike." Vegeta's aura flared violently, twin spirals of blue-gold light coalescing. "Right, let's break every limit." The fused Saiyan's energy surged into a massive spear of white-hot blue-gold light, spinning violently. Kael responded with molten arcs of energy, molten golden spikes radiating like suns. They collided with a cataclysmic explosion, tearing the battlefield apart in a storm of fire, light, and shockwaves. Mountains collapsed, rivers boiled, debris spun into orbit, and the multiverse tear pulsed violently, as if screaming in agony. Kael's golden hair flared, aura pulsing violently. "I am the Ancient Saiyan King!" The fused Saiyan's aura spiraled higher, white-hot flames igniting like a supernova. "Then feel the ultimate force of life itself." The collision reached its apex. Energy erupted into the sky in blinding brilliance. Arcs of molten gold and white-hot blue gold clashing violently. The shock waves reshaped continents, tore the fractured mountains further apart, and warped time and gravity itself. The multiverse tear above expanded uncontrollably, threatening to engulf the battlefield in a storm of raw cosmic energy. And then, in a heartbeat, the fused Saiyan channeled their god-level transformation into a single unstoppable strike. White-hot blue-gold energy spiraled like a vortex, igniting the battlefield, warping reality, and colliding with Kael's molten golden attack in a flash that illuminated the entire horizon. The explosion shattered the air, sending shockwaves spiraling across the shattered battlefield. Debris flew like meteors, molten rivers boiled into clouds of searing steam, and mountains crumbled under the unimaginable force. The sky tore into ribbons of light, arcs of energy streaking in every direction. Yet the fused Saiyan strike pushed Kael backward, forcing him to exert every ounce of his ancient power to resist. Kael's golden aura flickered, molten energy arcs cracking as his roar of fury echoed across the battlefield. "I will not be defeated." The fused Saiyan hovered, aura spiraling like a storm of divine energy, fists clenched, eyes blazing. "Then witness the next stage of Saiyan power, beyond anything your ancestors ever imagined." As the fused Saiyan unleashed the full extent of their god-level transformation, reality itself trembled. Kael's molten golden energy surged in a desperate counter, threatening to tear the battlefield apart, and one final universe-shattering clash loomed on the horizon that would decide the fate of not just this world, but the multiverse itself. The battlefield had become unrecognizable. Mountains were molten shards, rivers boiled into clouds of scalding vapor, and debris spun violently in chaotic orbits as shock waves from the previous clash rippled outward. The multiverse tear above pulsed like a heartbeat of chaos, jagged arcs of energy cascading downwards, threatening to consume everything. Kael hovered above the devastation, molten golden aura flaring with an intensity that rivaled suns. His hair spiked like molten blades, arcs of energy dancing around him like a corona of fire. "You dare to challenge me, after everything?" he roared, his voice shaking reality itself. The fused Saiyan hovered opposite him, aura spiraling violently, flames of white-hot blue and gold igniting like twin stars. Their body radiated god-level energy, every movement displacing the air with sonic shockwaves. "We dare!" Goku's voice boomed from within the fusion. "Because if we don't, everyone dies." Vegeta's glare burned through the storm of energy. "No ancient line, no king, will threaten our universe, not today." Kael surged forward, molten arcs of energy trailing like fiery comets, fists crackling with raw destructive power. "Then witness the true awakening of the Ancient Saiyan King." The fused Saiyan's aura flared, white-hot energy spiraling violently, colliding with Kael in a cataclysmic burst that lit the sky brighter than 1,000 suns. Mountains collapsed, Rivers evaporated, and the air itself tore apart under the sheer force. Shockwaves radiated like tsunami waves, reshaping the fractured battlefield with every strike. Kael's molten energy spiraled outward, arcs flaring with unmatched intensity. "You will not surpass me, not ever!" The fused Saiyan clenched their fists, aura igniting further, spiraling with unearthly speed. "Then we'll show you what it means to fight beyond every limit, every fear, every boundary of Saiyan potential." Energy flared violently as the fused Saiyan pushed forward, launching a series of strikes faster than thought, each blow colliding with Kael's molten golden assaults. Every impact erupted into arcs of blinding light, shockwaves tearing through mountains and molten rivers alike, twisting the very air with raw force. The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, energy cascading downward in jagged torrents, responding to the overwhelming intensity of their battle. Reality itself bent around the two combatants, time stretching and compressing, as if unable to withstand the power surging through the battlefield. Kael roared, molten energy arcs spiraling outward, aura stretching like a supernova. "I am the true heir of the Ancient Saiyans. You will bend." The fused Saiyan's aura flared to blinding brilliance. "We will not bend. We fight for life, for the universe, for everyone you threaten." Energy coalesced into a massive, spiraling spear of white-hot blue-gold flames. Kael met them head-on, molten arcs exploding outward like twin suns colliding. Shockwaves tore through the fractured mountains. Molten rivers boiled into vapor clouds, and debris spun violently into orbit. The multiverse tear pulsed violently, threatening to erupt completely as the raw forces clashed in the air. Goku's voice rang out from the fusion. "Vegeta, it's time. Push us beyond everything we've ever done." Vegeta's eyes narrowed, aura flaring violently, energy spiraling outward like a cyclone. "Right, let's show him the true potential of Saiyan pride." The fused Saiyan's aura ignited into a storm of white-hot blue-gold light, energy coalescing into a blinding sphere of divine power. They surged forward, fists colliding with Kael's molten golden energy in a thunderous explosion. Shockwaves radiated outward like planetary tsunamis, mountains collapsing further, rivers vaporizing instantly, and debris spinning in chaotic arcs. Kael's molten aura flickered under the assault, golden arcs cracking as he roared, "Impossible! This cannot be!" The fused Saiyan hovered mid-air, aura spiraling higher, fists glowing with the concentrated might of their god-level transformation. Then witness the next stage of Saiyan evolution. The battlefield trembled violently as energy flares erupted in every direction. Lightning arced across the sky, debris flew like meteors, molten rivers boiled in clouds of scalding vapor, and the multiverse tessir pulsed violently, reacting to the overwhelming divine energy. Kael's molten fists collided with the fused Saiyan's spiraling strikes again and again, each impact sending shockwaves across the battlefield, reshaping continents, boiling rivers, and cracking the fractured mountains further. The multiverse tear above began expanding uncontrollably, threatening to swallow the battlefield in an unstoppable cascade of energy. Goku's voice cut through the chaos. "Vegeta, we need to synchronize fully. One final strike. Everything we've got." Vegeta's grin was fierce, aura spiraling like a blinding star. "Ha! Let's end this, Kakarot!" The fused Saiyan surged forward, white-hot blue-gold energy coalescing into a single unstoppable strike. Kael responded instantly, molten golden arcs igniting in a desperate counter. The collision erupted in a cataclysmic explosion, shockwaves ripping across the battlefield, molten rock and debris spiraling in every direction, and arcs of energy stretching like suns colliding in the sky. Kael's golden aura flickered violently. "I will not be defeated." The fused Saiyan's aura spiraled higher, igniting like a supernova. "Then feel the ultimate will of life itself." As their full god-level energies collided, reality itself trembled. One more strike, one more burst of power, could shatter not just the battlefield, but entire universes. Kael's molten golden attack surged in desperation, but the fused Saiyan's ultimate power had only begun to awaken. The battlefield had become a swirling vortex of chaos. Mountains were molten skeletons, rivers boiled into clouds of scalding steam, and fragments of debris orbited violently, caught in the gravitational distortion of god-level energy. The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, jagged arcs of energy cascading downward like cosmic lightning, as if reality itself was trembling before the titanic forces clashing below. Kael hovered, molten golden aura flaring violently, arcs of energy spiraling outward like burning suns. His hair spiked like molten blades, eyes glowing with a feral intensity, molten streams of energy dripping like lava from his fists. "You dare to challenge me after all I've endured?" he roared, every word resonating through the warped air. The fused Saiyan hovered opposite him, aura spiraling violently, flames of white-hot blue and gold igniting like twin supernova. Every inch of their body radiated god-level energy, energy crackling with every heartbeat. "We don't just dare," Goku's voice echoed from within the fusion, fierce and unwavering. "We will surpass every limit and protect everything we love." Vegeta's glare pierced the storm of energy. "We fight not for pride alone, but for the survival of the universe itself." Kael's molten arcs flared violently, streaks of golden energy spiraling around him like a corona of fire. "Then feel the true might of the Ancient Saiyan King." They collided mid-air, fists striking with the force of a planet-shattering explosion. Shockwaves radiated outward, tearing mountains into molten dust, vaporizing rivers instantly, and sending fragments of the fractured world spinning like deadly meteors. The multiverse tear above responded violently, energy arcs twisting and writhing, reacting to the raw god-level power being unleashed. Kael's molten energy spiraled outward, arcs flaring like twin suns. "I am beyond fusion, beyond mortal comprehension." The fused Saiyan's aura flared higher, spiraling with blinding intensity. "Then we'll push beyond mortal comprehension, beyond even your ancient power." Goku's voice roared, filled with determination and resolve. "Vegeta, we combine everything, no holding back." Vegeta's grin was sharp, aura spiraling violently, fists igniting with white-hot energy. "Right, let's end this, Kakarot." The fused Saiyan's energy coalesced into a massive spear of white-hot blue-gold flames, spinning violently. Kael responded with molten golden arcs of energy, molten spikes flaring like suns. The collision erupted in a cataclysmic explosion, lighting the sky brighter than 1,000 stars. Shockwaves reshaped mountains, boiled rivers into vapor clouds, and sent debris spiraling into orbit. Kael roared, molten golden arcs flaring violently. "Impossible! How can a fusion harness such force?" The fused Saiyan hovered mid-air, aura spiraling higher, energy crackling like a living storm. "Because we fight for life, for hope, for everyone who cannot fight." The multiverse tear above expanded violently, jagged arcs of energy cascading downward, reacting to the intensity of the battle. Gravity warped unpredictably, time stretched and contracted, and the ground trembled beneath the fury of two god-level powers colliding. Kael surged forward, molten golden fists crackling with destructive energy. "I will destroy everything!" The fused Saiyan reacted instantly, aura exploding outward in a blinding storm of white-hot blue-gold energy. Every strike collided with molten arcs of Kael's assault, each impact tearing the fractured battlefield further apart. Mountains crumbled, rivers boiled, and debris spun in chaotic arcs, as shockwaves radiated outward like planetary tsunamis. Goku's voice rang out, steady and commanding. "Vegeta, now! Push us beyond everything we've ever done!" Vegeta's aura flared violently, twin spirals of energy coalescing with Goku's. "Ha! Let's show him the ultimate Saiyan will!" The fused Saiyan's aura ignited into a storm of white-hot blue-gold flames, energy coalescing into a singular, unstoppable strike. Kael countered with molten golden arcs, their fists colliding with cataclysmic force. The explosion tore across the battlefield, shaking the remnants of mountains, boiling rivers into vapor, and sending molten debris spinning into orbit. Kael's golden aura flickered, molten arcs cracking as he roared, "I am the Ancient Saiyan King!" The fused Saiyan's aura spiraled higher, igniting like a supernova. "Then feel the ultimate power of life itself." Energy flared violently, arcs of molten gold and white-hot blue-gold colliding, shockwaves radiating across the battlefield and beyond. The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, threatening to expand uncontrollably. And then, Kael's molten golden energy began to falter under the relentless push of the fused Saiyan's god-level assault. For the first time, doubt flickered in Kael's molten eyes. The realization hit, this was a power he could not crush. The fused Saiyan strikes, precise, unstoppable, and fueled by hope and life, were breaking through the king's defenses. Kael's molten fists trembled. "No! This cannot be!" The fused Saiyan surged forward, aura flaring brighter than ever. "This is the power of determination, of life, of the will to protect." They collided again, fists striking with cataclysmic force, energy spiraling outward, lighting the sky with a brilliance that rivaled the multiverse itself. Mountains shattered completely, rivers boiled away, and molten debris scattered like meteors in a violent storm. The multiverse tear above quivered violently, arcs of energy cascading downward as reality itself groaned under the power. Kael's molten aura faltered further, arcs of energy cracking and sputtering. I am eternal." The fused Saiyan's aura spiraled, white-hot and unrelenting. "Not eternal, but unstoppable when fueled by the will to protect." A deafening roar echoed across the battlefield as the fused Saiyan surged forward, energy spiraling into a singular, unstoppable strike. Kael braced desperately, molten fists glowing, but the impact was inevitable. The collision shook the shattered world, lightning arcing across the fractured sky, molten rivers boiling into clouds, and mountains collapsing in molten dust. As the fused Saiyan's ultimate strike slammed into Kael, the Ancient Saiyan King's molten golden aura flared violently for one last desperate counter, and the resulting explosion threatened to either destroy him completely or push Goku and Vegeta into a new, unimaginable form. The battlefield was unrecognizable. Mountains lay in molten ruins, rivers had vanished into searing clouds of steam, and debris spun like deadly meteors in chaotic orbits. The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, arcs of jagged energy cascading downward, warping the very fabric of reality. Silence stretched for a heartbeat, a deceptive pause before the storm resumed. Kael hovered, molten golden aura flickering, cracks of molten energy trailing like lightning across his form. His eyes, once brimming with arrogance, now shimmered with a mix of fury and disbelief. "This cannot be. I am eternal. I am the Ancient Saiyan King." The fused Saiyan hovered opposite him, aura still spiraling violently, white-hot blue and gold flames igniting like twin suns. Every inch of their body radiated god-level energy, aura twisting violently with every heartbeat. Goku's voice echoed from within the fusion, calm yet resolute. "Your eternity doesn't mean invincibility, Kael. We fight for more than power. We fight for life itself." Vegeta's glare pierced the storm. "Enough of your excuses. If you're the king you claim to be, prove it by standing against our ultimate attack, or be broken." Kael's molten golden aura flared violently, arcs spiraling outward like molten suns. "Do you think mere mortals can destroy a legacy born before the universe itself?" The fused Saiyan's aura intensified, energy coalescing into a blinding storm of white-hot blue and gold. "We're not here to destroy a legacy. We're here to protect the living universe from your tyranny." A sudden deafening roar tore through the battlefield as Kael's molten energy coalesced into massive, sun-like explosions, arcs of molten gold spiraling outward. He slammed his fists into the fractured ground, sending shockwaves that cracked the remaining mountains and boiled rivers into vapor instantly. The fused Saiyan surged forward, aura flaring violently, energy twisting around them like a storm of divine power. Their fists collided with Kael's molten golden strikes, each impact erupting in explosions so bright they cast the remnants of the battlefield into stark silhouettes. Shockwaves tore outward like planetary tsunamis, debris spinning violently, molten rocks scattering, and the multiverse tear above pulsed wildly, as if screaming in agony. Kael's eyes widened. "Impossible. How can a fusion harness such force?" Goku's voice was firm, unwavering. "Because we fight with more than strength. We fight with willpower, hope, and the lives of everyone who cannot fight themselves." Vegeta's aura flared even higher, spiraling violently with Goku's. "Ha! Let's show him the true extent of Saiyan pride." The fused Saiyan's energy coalesced into a massive, spiraling sphere of white-hot blue-gold flames. Kael's molten golden aura flared in desperate counter, arcs of energy lashing outward like molten whips. The collision shook the remnants of the battlefield, toppling what little structure remained and sending molten rivers and debris flying into orbit. Kael roared, molten energy arcs flaring violently. "I am the Ancient Saiyan King!" The fused Saiyan's aura spiraled higher, glowing brighter than ever. "Then feel the ultimate will of life itself." The impact sent a shockwave that tore across the fractured mountains, boiled rivers into scalding vapor, and hurled fragments of debris into the sky like meteors. The multiverse tear above quivered violently, arcs of energy cascading downward in jagged torrents, threatening to engulf the battlefield in a storm of raw cosmic energy. For a brief moment, Kael's molten aura faltered. His fists trembled, molten energy arcs flickering as he realized the fused Saiyan's assault was unrelenting, unstoppable, and perfectly synchronized. Doubt, the first in centuries, crept into his molten golden eyes. "You cannot surpass me. I am eternal," he growled, voice cracking under the strain. The fused Saiyan hovered, aura spiraling like a storm of divine energy, fists clenched, eyes blazing. Not eternal, but unstoppable when fueled by the will to protect. With a deafening roar, the fused Saiyan surged forward, energy spiraling into a singular, unstoppable strike aimed directly at Kael. The Molten Golden King readied his final counter, molten arcs flaring in a desperate attempt to repel the attack. The collision lit the sky in blinding brilliance. Mountains shattered further, rivers vaporized, and debris spun violently in orbit. The multiverse tear above pulsed with unnatural intensity, threatening to explode under the combined force of god-level power and ancient Saiyan might. And then, for the first time, Kael faltered. His molten fists trembled as the fused Saiyan's divine energy struck with unstoppable force, sending him spiraling backward. His golden aura sputtered, molten arcs flickering, and a roar of disbelief escaped his lips. The battlefield fell eerily silent for a heartbeat, smoke and energy swirling around the two warriors. The fused Saiyan hovered, aura blazing, fists still glowing with the residual energy of their strike. Kael's molten form trembled, molten energy flickering like dying suns. Kael's molten golden aura shivered under the fusion's god-level assault, and in that moment of faltering, a hidden ancient power within Kael began to awaken, one that could either turn the tide back in his favor or consume him entirely. The molten battlefield trembled under the sheer weight of silent tension. Kael hovered in the air, his molten golden aura flickering like dying suns, arcs of energy sputtering as he struggled to maintain control. The fused Saiyan's white-hot blue-gold aura spiraled violently around them, every pulse of energy warping reality, bending the air and shaking the fractured mountains below. For the first time in centuries, Kael's eyes reflected doubt, but also something far more dangerous, an awakening. Deep within his molten core, a hidden force stirred, ancient and terrifying, one that had been sealed for eons, dormant beneath the legacy of the ancient Saiyan line. Kael's molten energy pulsed violently, golden arcs twisting like serpents around him. Impossible! How can a fusion resist my legacy? He growled, every word cracking the air itself. Sweat and molten droplets streaked across his blazing form, yet the power within him began to respond, an awakening far beyond even his own expectations. The fused Saiyan hovered, aura flaring violently. Goku's voice echoed from within the fusion, calm yet firm. Vegeta, stay focused. Something's happening. I can feel it. Vegeta's glare sharpened. Ha! Whatever it is, we face it together. No backing down. Kael's molten golden aura flared violently, molten streams of energy bursting outward in uncontrolled arcs, scorching fragments of the fractured battlefield. No! I will not be surpassed! Suddenly, the molten streams twisted, coalescing into a vortex of fiery golden energy around Kael. His body trembled violently as molten spikes burst outward like erupting suns, energy spiraling faster, hotter, and more erratically than ever before. The multiverse tear above quivered violently, reacting to this new, unimaginable force. The fused Saiyan's aura flared higher, spiraling violently, arcs of white-hot blue-gold energy dancing across their form. This is it, Vegeta. Whatever that is, we push beyond it. Vegeta's grin was fierce, aura igniting like molten lightning. Then let's push every limit we have left. Kael's molten golden eyes glowed with an eerie intensity as his ancient power fully awakened. His body expanded with molten energy, spikes erupting violently, aura flaring into a corona of blinding light. Behold, the true form of the Ancient Saiyan King. The battlefield convulsed under the intensity of his transformation. Mountains shattered completely, rivers boiled into clouds of vapor, and shockwaves tore across the fractured world like planetary tsunamis. The multiverse tear above expanded violently, arcs of jagged energy cascading downward in chaotic torrents. The fused Saiyan hovered, aura spiraling with divine intensity. Goku, this is beyond anything we've faced before. We have to combine everything. Goku's eyes glowed with determination. Right, time to push beyond fusion, beyond God-level limits. Vegeta's aura spiraled violently, arcs of energy merging with Goku's. Ha! Let's show him what the true Saiyan will can do. The fused Saiyan's energy coalesced into a massive spear of white-hot blue-gold flames, spiraling violently as they surged forward. Kael countered with molten golden arcs of energy, molten spikes twisting outward like suns colliding. The collision erupted in a cataclysmic explosion that lit the sky brighter than any star, shockwaves radiating across the shattered battlefield, reshaping mountains, boiling rivers, and scattering debris into orbit. Kael's molten golden aura twisted violently, arcs of energy breaking, yet the power inside him continued to evolve, feeding off the chaos, the destruction, and the fury of his own legacy. I am eternal. I will not fall. The fused Saiyan's aura spiraled higher, energy coalescing into a singular, unstoppable strike. Then we will test your eternity against the ultimate power of life itself. The clash sent shockwaves ripping across the battlefield, tearing molten mountains into dust, boiling rivers into vapor, and hurling fragments into orbit. The multiverse tear pulsed violently, stretching and twisting as if reality itself feared the outcome. Kael roared, molten arcs of golden energy spiraling outward, blazing like twin suns. I will crush you all! The fused Saiyan surged forward, aura flaring violently, fists colliding with molten arcs in a storm of divine light. Each impact reshaped reality, arcs of energy tearing through what remained of the Yahus. Kael's awakened form reached its full, terrifying potential. The fused Saiyan realized they were about to confront a level of power that could threaten not just this universe, but the very multiverse itself. A final, universe-shattering confrontation loomed, one that would push Goku and Vegeta beyond everything they had ever known. Battlefield, lightning flashing across the shattered sky. The air itself trembled as Kael's true form manifested fully, molten golden spikes erupting from his body like the jagged peaks of a sun-forged mountain. His aura expanded violently, arcs of molten energy lashing outward in all directions, igniting the fractured battlefield. Even the multiverse tear above quivered, jagged streams of cosmic energy twisting as though reality itself could not contain the power. The fused Saiyan hovered, aura spiraling violently, flames of white-hot blue and gold burning brighter than ever. Goku's voice echoed, calm yet fierce. Vegeta, whatever this is, we push beyond fusion, beyond God level, beyond everything. Vegeta's glare sharpened, aura spiraling outward like molten lightning. Then let's turn the impossible into the inevitable, Kakarot. Kael's molten golden eyes burned like twin suns. I am the Ancient Saiyan King. No one can challenge me. His voice roared across the battlefield, each word cracking the very air and shaking the molten mountains beneath them. With a deafening roar, Kael surged forward, molten golden energy spiraling outward, fists crackling with unimaginable power. Shockwaves erupted, fracturing the remaining mountains, boiling rivers into clouds of vapor, and hurling debris into orbit. Every movement warped the air itself, twisting gravity, time, and space in chaotic ripples. The fused Saiyan responded instantly, aura flaring violently, fists colliding with molten arcs in a blinding storm of divine energy. Each strike sent cataclysmic explosions across the battlefield, lighting the sky with white-hot blue-gold flames and molten golden fire. Mountains shattered, rivers vaporized instantly, and debris spun like meteors in chaotic arcs. Kael roared, molten energy arcs flaring outward. "Impossible! How can a fusion withstand the true power of my legacy?" Goku's voice rang out, firm and unyielding. "Because we fight for everyone who cannot. We fight with our hearts, not just our fists." Vegeta's aura flared violently, spiraling outward in tandem with Goku's. "Ha! This is the power of Saiyan pride, and it will break every limit you have." The fused Saiyan's energy coalesced into a massive spear of white-hot blue-gold flames, spinning violently as they surged forward. Kael countered, molten golden arcs twisting outward like suns colliding. The resulting explosion shook the battlefield violently, toppling molten mountains, boiling rivers into clouds of scalding steam, and sending debris flying into orbit. Kael's molten golden aura flared violently, arcs of energy twisting like serpents. "I am eternal!" The fused Saiyan's aura spiraled higher, energy crackling like a living storm. "Then witness the ultimate power of life itself!" They collided mid-air, fists striking with cataclysmic force. Shockwaves radiated outward, tearing mountains into molten dust, boiling rivers into vapor, and hurling debris into orbit. The multiverse tear above pulsed violently, arcs of jagged energy cascading downward, reacting to the combined god-level power. Kael's molten golden form surged, energy twisting violently, aura flaring brighter than any sun. "I will destroy everything!" The fused Saiyan's aura spiraled higher, coalescing into a blinding white-hot blue-gold storm. "Then we will show you the ultimate will of Saiyan hearts!" The collision erupted in a universe-shattering explosion. Shockwaves radiated across the battlefield, toppling molten mountains, vaporizing rivers, and throwing debris into chaotic orbits. Lightning tore across the sky, arcs of energy twisting and dancing like living creatures. The multiverse tear above expanded uncontrollably, threatening to engulf the battlefield entirely. Kael roared, molten arcs flaring, golden spikes erupting violently. His body trembled with raw, unbridled power, but the fused Saiyan's god-level strikes began to push him backward. "No, it cannot be. My legacy, eternal!" The fused Saiyan surged forward, fists glowing with concentrated divine energy. "Eternity means nothing if you cannot protect it." The impact sent shockwaves spiraling across the fractured battlefield, reshaping mountains, vaporizing rivers, and twisting the air into a chaotic storm. Debris spun violently in chaotic orbits, molten rock vaporizing instantly, and the multiverse tear quivered like a living entity in response to the god-level energy. Kael's molten golden aura sputtered, cracks forming in his once impervious energy. His roar became desperate, trembling with fury. "I will not fall." The fused Saiyan hovered mid-air, aura spiraling like a living storm, fists glowing with the concentrated might of god-level determination. Then feel the unstoppable will of Saiyan hearts. As their full godlike powers collided again, the multiverse tear above began to destabilize violently, threatening to engulf not just the battlefield, but entire realms beyond. And in that moment, Goku sensed a new, hidden layer of power within Kael, a force that could either annihilate the multiverse or become the key to an unimaginable transformation. The battlefield was no longer recognizable as any world known to mortals, or even gods. Mountains lay in molten ruin, rivers boiled into searing clouds of vapor, and jagged fragments of debris spun violently like orbiting meteors. The air itself crackled with raw energy, each gust carrying the aftershock of universe-level explosions. The multiverse tear above pulsed uncontrollably, arcs of jagged energy lancing downward, tearing reality at its seams. Kael hovered, molten golden aura pulsating violently, golden arcs spiraling like sun-forged whips. His body had expanded beyond comprehension, molten spikes erupting from every inch, eyes glowing with unholy intensity. The hidden ancient power within him had fully awakened, a force that even the gods had not seen in millennia. I am beyond everything, beyond fusion, beyond gods, Kael roared, molten energy streaming outward in arcs that shredded the remaining battlefield. The fused Saiyan hovered opposite him, aura spiraling like twin supernova. Goku's voice echoed from within the fusion, calm but sharp. Vegeta, this isn't just power. It's ancient Saiyan energy, beyond anything we've faced. Vegeta's grin was fierce, aura flaring violently. Ha! Then it's time we push beyond everything we've ever known. Kael's molten golden energy erupted like a solar eruption, arcs lashing outward with destructive force. You cannot surpass me. My power is eternal. The fused Saiyan's aura flared brighter, arcs of white-hot blue and gold spiraling like celestial storms. Eternity means nothing if you cannot protect it. We fight for life, for everyone who depends on us. Kael surged forward, molten golden arcs twisting outward, fists charged with raw, ancient Saiyan might. Shockwaves erupted, tearing through molten mountains, vaporizing rivers instantly, and hurling debris into orbit. Each movement bent gravity, twisted time, and warped space, leaving the battlefield in a chaotic spiral of destruction. The fused Saiyan reacted instantly, energy spiraling into a blinding spear of white-hot blue-gold flames. Every strike collided with Kael's molten golden assaults, explosions erupting like suns colliding in the fractured world. Shockwaves radiated outward like cosmic tsunamis, arcs of energy twisting violently across the battlefield, and the multiverse tear above pulsed in response to the god-level clash. Kael's molten golden form convulsed violently, arcs of energy snapping like lightning. I am the Ancient Saiyan King. No one can challenge me. The fused Saiyan's aura spiraled higher, energy crackling like a living storm. Then witness the unstoppable will of life itself. The impact sent a deafening shockwave tearing across the battlefield, mountains crumbling into molten dust, rivers vaporizing into scalding vapor, and debris spinning like deadly meteors. Lightning arced across the fractured sky, molten arcs colliding with white-hot energy in violent bursts. Suddenly, Kael's molten golden energy began to condense, arcs twisting and spiraling into a terrifying, jagged form. His voice trembled with fury and anticipation. The hidden power, the legacy of my ancestors, it awakens. Goku's eyes narrowed. Vegeta, whatever he's doing, this could tear the multiverse apart if we're not careful. Vegeta's aura flared violently, fists glowing with raw energy. Then we push beyond fusion, beyond god level, beyond anything. The fused Saiyan's energy coalesced into a storm of white-hot blue-gold flames, spiraling violently. arcs of divine power clashing against Kael's molten awakening. Each collision erupted in cataclysmic explosions, shaking the fractured battlefield and warping the air. Shockwaves tore across mountains, vaporizing rivers, and molten debris flew like orbiting meteors. Kael's molten golden form pulsed, cracks forming in his previously unbreakable aura. "I will crush you all!" The fused Saiyan surged forward, aura flaring violently, fists glowing with concentrated god-level energy. "Then feel the ultimate power of Saiyan hearts." The impact shook reality itself. The multiverse tear above expanded violently, arcs of energy cascading downward, threatening to engulf the battlefield entirely. Mountains shattered completely, rivers boiled into clouds of scalding vapor, and debris spun violently in chaotic orbits. In the heart of the chaos, Kael's molten golden energy twisted and surged, awakening a deeper layer of power, ancient beyond comprehension, yet unstable, volatile, and hungry. The fused Saiyan realized this was no ordinary battle. This was a confrontation with the raw, godlike essence of a being who had existed before time itself. Goku's voice rang out from the fusion, calm but urgent. "Vegeta, we need to synchronize perfectly, or the multiverse itself will be destroyed." Vegeta's eyes gleamed. "Ha, Kakarot, it's time we use the ultimate Saiyan technique, the one we've never dared before." The fused Saiyan's aura spiraled violently, energy coalescing into a singular blinding sphere of white-hot blue-gold flames. They surged forward, fists aimed directly at Kael's now unstable molten core. Shockwaves tore across the battlefield like planetary tsunamis, arcs of molten gold and blue-white energy colliding, igniting the fractured landscape in blinding light. Kael roared, molten energy flaring in violent spirals. "I will not be surpassed." As the fused Saiyan unleashed the first stage of their ultimate Saiyan technique, Kael's newly awakened ancient godlike power responded, twisting, expanding, and threatening to erupt into a force that could consume not only the battlefield, but the multiverse itself. The next strike could decide existence itself. The battlefield was unrecognizable, a chaotic tapestry of molten mountains, boiling rivers, and jagged debris spinning violently in orbit. The air crackled with god-level energy, every breath heavy with the residual force of universe-shattering strikes. Above, the multiverse tear pulsed erratically, jagged arcs of cosmic energy cascading downward, threatening to rend reality itself apart. Kael hovered, molten golden aura now spiraling uncontrollably. His body had expanded beyond comprehension, molten spikes erupting like jagged suns, arcs of energy twisting violently as his full, hidden ancient power had awakened. "I am beyond everything," he roared, molten streams of energy ripping outward in destructive waves. The fused Saiyan hovered opposite him, aura spiraling like twin supernova, arcs of white-hot blue and gold energy crackling like celestial lightning. Goku's voice emerged from within the fusion, fierce and unwavering. "Vegeta, now is the moment. Every limit we've ever known, it's nothing compared to this." Vegeta's glare sharpened, aura spiraling violently around him. "Ha! Then we fight beyond everything, beyond our fusions, beyond God level, and show him the ultimate Saiyan will." Kael's molten golden form surged violently, arcs of energy lashing outward like molten whips. "You cannot defy the ancient Saiyan legacy." The fused Saiyan's aura flared brighter than ever, white-hot blue-gold flames spiraling like supernovae. "We're not here to defy. We're here to protect every life in the universe." With a deafening roar, Kael surged forward, molten arcs colliding violently with the fused Saiyan's divine strikes. Shockwaves erupted, fracturing mountains, vaporizing rivers, and sending debris spinning like meteors. Each strike bent reality itself, twisting gravity, time, and space into chaotic spirals. Kael's molten golden eyes flared with unholy intensity. "I will crush everything." The fused Saiyan's aura spiraled violently, energy coalescing into a blinding concentrated spear of white-hot blue-gold flames. Then feel the ultimate will of Saiyan hearts. The collision was cataclysmic. Mountains shattered, rivers vaporized, and debris scattered in orbit. The multiverse tear quivered violently, arcs of jagged energy lashing downward like cosmic lightning. The sheer force of the impact bent the air, fractured the ground, and ignited the remnants of the battlefield into a storm of molten fire and divine light. Kael's molten golden form pulsed, arcs of energy twisting violently as his full power fought to stabilize. "I am eternal!" he roared, molten spikes erupting in chaotic spirals. The fused Saiyan's aura flared higher, energy spiraling violently, coalescing into a singular, unstoppable strike. Then witness the ultimate power of life itself. They collided mid-air, fists striking with cataclysmic force. Shockwaves tore across the battlefield, molten mountains crumbling, rivers boiling into clouds of vapor, and debris flying into orbit. Lightning arced across the shattered sky, arcs of molten gold and white-hot energy colliding violently. For a heartbeat, the world seemed to pause. Kael hovered, molten golden aura splintering, cracks of light running across his form. The fused Saiyan hovered, aura blazing, fists still glowing with residual divine energy. Then, Kael's molten golden energy erupted violently, expanding outward in a corona of unimaginable power. "This is my true form," Kael screamed. His molten golden aura twisted into a blazing silhouette of a colossal ancient warrior. Spikes like jagged suns erupting in all directions, eyes burning with molten fury. Streams of ancient energy flowed from him like rivers of fire, arcs of golden lightning splitting the fractured air. Behold, the Ancient Saiyan King unleashed. The battlefield shook violently as his form grew, twisting reality, igniting molten mountains, and boiling rivers instantly. The multiverse tear above expanded uncontrollably, arcs of jagged energy lancing downward, warping the sky into a tempest of cosmic chaos. The fused Saiyan hovered, aura flaring violently, white-hot blue-gold energy spiraling into a singular, unstoppable sphere. "Vegeta, this is it. Everything we've trained for, every battle, every limit we've broken, it all comes down to this." Vegeta's grin was sharp, aura spiraling violently in tandem with Goku's. "Ha! Then let's end this, together." The fused Saiyan surged forward, fists blazing with divine energy, striking Kael's colossal molten form. The impact unleashed a cataclysmic explosion, shaking the battlefield violently. Molten mountains shattered, rivers vaporized, and debris flung into orbit like meteors. Arcs of golden lightning clashed with white-hot blue-gold energy, igniting the sky into a storm of fire and light. Kael roared, molten energy flaring in violent spirals, yet the fused Saiyan's unstoppable strike pressed forward, every blow fueled by the will to protect life itself. The ground cracked beneath them, reality warped, and the multiverse tear pulsed violently, threatening to engulf everything. And then, in a final blinding eruption of energy, The fused Saiyan strike pierced Kael's molten golden form. Molten arcs spiraled violently as the Ancient Saiyan King let out a scream that echoed across dimensions. His colossal form flickered, molten energy splintering, yet even in defeat, his eyes burned with ancient defiance. The battlefield was engulfed in blinding light, arcs of molten gold and white-hot blue-gold energy colliding in a final cataclysm. And as the light faded, silence descended, a tense, heavy silence, the kind that signaled the end of one era and the beginning of another. Kael's ultimate Ancient Saiyan form had been pierced, but even in defeat, a flicker of something darker, older, and more powerful than anyone could imagine remained, a force that could return, stronger than before, threatening the universe once more. Silence settled over the shattered battlefield like the aftermath of a storm that had lasted eons. Molten rivers hissed, fragmented mountains smoldered, and dust hung in the air like a fragile veil over the ruins. The multiverse tear above had shrunk, pulsing faintly, a scar in the sky that reminded everyone of the chaos that had just erupted. The fused Saiyan hovered mid-air, aura still blazing faintly, the residual energy of god-level power radiating in waves across the battlefield. Goku's eyes scanned the horizon, muscles tense, but heart steady. "It's over, for now," he said quietly, voice carrying the weight of exhaustion, relief, and unspoken tension. Vegeta's glare softened, though his pride remained untamed. Over, yes. But that, Kael, he was unlike anything we've faced before. Ancient power like that, it's dangerous, unpredictable." Kael's molten golden form had dissipated, leaving only faint streams of energy dissolving into the air. Yet in the deepest corners of the battlefield, a small flicker remained, like a heartbeat of molten gold that pulsed faintly against the ash and ruin. It was a reminder. The Ancient Saiyan King had been defeated, but his legacy and his hidden power were not entirely gone. Goku floated down, landing lightly on the fractured ground. His gaze softened as he looked around at the remnants of the battlefield. The universe survived. That's what matters. Kael may have been powerful, but we didn't fight for glory. We fought for life. Vegeta stepped next to him, fists clenched but aura subdued. Life, pride, survival. That's what makes a Saiyan truly strong. Not just power, not just legacy. It's heart. The fused Saiyan's aura faded, their body returning to separate forms. Goku and Vegeta, standing side by side amidst the ruins, battered but unbroken. Around them, small tremors of energy still pulsed, whispers of the massive force that had been unleashed, like echoes of an ancient god's heartbeat. From the edge of the battlefield, distant cities and planets, partially shattered and burning, began to stabilize as the residual energy of the fused Saiyan strikes harmonized with the universe's natural balance. Slowly, life began to return to the shattered realms, a delicate promise of restoration after apocalyptic chaos. Goku glanced at the faint golden flicker remaining from Kael. He's gone, for now. But that energy, it's not gone entirely. One day he could come back stronger. Vegeta's grin was grim. Good. Let him come back. Next time we'll be ready. No ancient king, no god, no multiverse tear will ever catch us off guard. The sky, once fractured by the multiverse tear, now held streaks of gold and blue light, remnants of the cataclysmic battle. It was a reminder. Even in victory, the universe had been tested, and the scars would remain as legends for ages. Goku took a deep breath, looking at Vegeta with a faint smile. You know, for all his power, Kael never understood one thing. Strength isn't just about being eternal, it's about protecting what you care about. That's the real legacy of a Saiyan. Vegeta smirked, eyes glinting with pride. Ha! Leave the lectures to you, Kakarot. I'll just make sure our fists do the talking next time. From the faint golden pulse of Kael's remaining energy, a shadow flickered, subtle, almost imperceptible. A promise whispered through the remnants of molten fire. This isn't the end. The Ancient Saiyan King's legacy will rise again, stronger, deeper, more terrifying. The fused Saiyan turned toward the horizon, standing tall amidst the ruins. The universe had survived, and they had proven themselves beyond God-level limits. But in the depths of their hearts, Goku and Vegeta knew the multiverse was vast, ancient, and full of secrets yet to awaken. The sun rose faintly over the fractured battlefield, molten rivers cooling, mountains stabilizing, and the sky clearing, marking the end of one battle and the promise of countless stories yet to unfold. And as they looked toward the horizon, Goku whispered with a smile, "Whatever comes, we'll face it, together." Vegeta nodded, aura faintly sparking with blue-gold light. "Ha! Together." The universe, battered but alive, settled into a fragile peace. The echoes of Kael's legacy lingered, a silent challenge for the next era of warriors. And somewhere, deep in the folds of space and time, the Ancient Saiyan King's heart pulsed once more, waiting. The end,